Welcome into the Cam Strick podcast, episode number 111.
111, sick-ass fucking number.
111. Who's your favorite number 11?
Oh, God. Mark Messi, no. Lionel Messi, no. He just signed a contract for like $600 million, and he's fucking bitching about it.
Well, why is he bitching?
I don't know. He signed a 4-year deal for like $600 million, and he's like,
I
need more.
Do you follow the soccer closely?
No, I don't. I like women's soccer better than men's soccer.
Well, when it's on, right? But you don't really follow that. But you watch the big tournaments, the big games.
Yeah, I watch World Cup shit.
I feel like there's a lot of people who pretend that they truly follow like the English Premier League like really, really closely. Some do, some don't.
Can I give you my rankings of sports?
Oh, yeah, please.
Can I? I'll tell you this right fucking now.
Sports?
Of all sports. I'll give you hockey's number one, of course. Probably MMA second. Football third. Soccer, ballerina,
baseball,
lacrosse. No.
Oh, that comes
no,
next.
motherfucker. No. Wait, time out.
We'll get to it here.
No, hockey, MMA, football. Everything else, ballerina, horse racing, polo, sewage diving, shit like that. Cricket, rugby. Fuck everything in the world. Then baseball.
Video games, Call of Duty, Bloodborne, Dark Souls. I don't give a fuck. Then baseball. And what about basketball?
Ooh, basketball's not close. Basketball and baseball are kind of there. Like, you're both so goddamn boring. I don't even know what the fuck to do with you
Fencing.
both. You both. Fencing's way up there compared to those two boy sports.
Now, fencing's a hell of a sport.
I
dude.
can't.
Taekwondo.
I'll watch
Did you ever take Taekwondo?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
What level did you get to?
I didn't take it.
Oh.
I lied to you to act like I'm cool because I know you certainly didn't fucking take it.
Well, I should have.
You should have done a lot of things, Andy, but you didn't do it. And that's fine. That's fine. But the point is, baseball and basketball, they're just way down, dudes. And even in St. Louis, like hosting a show every day, Andy, we have our own radio shows. Like everybody's talking about basketball, college basketball. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't go to college. Everybody knows that, right? Okay, fine. You can make fun of me.
Did you go to high school?
No. I didn't go to either one. And I don't watch high school goddamn shit either. Now,
people get so excited about the high school.
We're in Missouri.
They're like, so-and-so's dad called me.
Listen.
And he says so-and-so's transferring to like his fourth school in high school.
Oh, who gives a
fuck? Like we're supposed to celebrate it. Like, dude, go to high school. Like, go to your normal school that everyone else goes to and their kids, and then they go to college.
You got to think, Andy and I are in St. Louis, Missouri, where like people get pumped up for the littlest bullshit in sports. And it's like, you're a high school kid. You haven't done anything, and you're pumping these kids up like they're fucking Greek gods, man. And I'm like, you haven't made fucking any money. You didn't even go to college yet.
And all these private schools that are like,
you're fucking crazy.
Perfect, yet they recruit like crazy.
No, it's like,
no, they do.
I don't mind the recruiting because you have to do that. But when you pump up a kid in high school like he's a goddamn superstar, then why didn't they pump you up, Andy, when you played for Pike-Ray and fucking North and fucking scored 35 a fucking year? They didn't pump you up, but I got this fucking kid.
Well, you know who did? No
one did. No. We don't need to. No. Stop it. Hey, don't waste time. Don't waste time unless I'm gonna make fun of you.
Okay. When you're in high school, they would have like a county newspaper, and if your name was in the county newspaper, the Suburban Journal, if you found your name in the Suburban Journal, maybe
you got a boner.
Maybe a photo. They'd have the top 10 list and scoring like every week. You wanted to make sure you were on that.
Here's the deal.
That meant now it's like they just kind of own the media.
They own the media. You're absolutely right. No, like we got kind of like, I didn't do high school much anything because we were doing whatever. But the point is like,
except when you were staring at Kate's ass, when you were running track,
I stared at her like a freak.
You should have gotten kicked out of class.
I'm like, get her. I go, hi. Can you go in front of me? I'm like, oh my God, visual.
She's like, I don't like you.
There's no computers at the time, so I'm like, oh, I'm staring at you. And I got the visual for like 3 weeks in the bank. Me and you are going to have like sex and you don't even know it for 3 weeks straight. But I don't even know you yet, but we're going to get married. But you bent over in front of me and it's over for 3 weeks. There's no Pornhub. There's nothing at the time. So Kate's in front of me. And then, of course, now we make love all the time in the new house. So it's kind of lovely.
Is that how it's going?
It's lovely.
We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to that in a second. Here's the point. High school kids haven't done shit yet. I like pumping them up, get them excited. They deserve that. But you fucking act like these kids are the next biggest thing. They haven't done shit. And this is we're talking St. Louis stuff. People in St. Louis, like, they pump these kids up like they're fucking Greek gods, and all of a sudden they do nothing. They do nothing. They have to go to another step. They got to go to college first, which doesn't mean shit anyway. Even if you're playing basketball in college, you haven't done anything yet. And they pumped up so much, and all of a sudden they get to the NBA and they're like, well, I don't know. It is so goddamn bizarre. It's hard to host a radio show.
Well, listen, see, it's not about the kids, though. Like, they're doing their thing. They're a product of, like, their generation.
Nothing to do with kids.
It's just like...
It's the media.
When you're 50 years old and you're salivating over, like, a 16-year-old...
We all dominated.
Baseball player.
We all dominated.
What is so exciting about that?
Nothing. Like, what is so exciting about this? If you're good, you dominate at that age. But in here...
I know that.
No, you don't.
I know that.
You kind of do. Because you're probably as good as this guy, this kid, this football player that's transferring for 15 fucking schools. The comparison to him and you playing at Parkway fucking Night.
I was a shutdown corner.
You're a fucking shutdown corner too in fucking football at Parkway Night.
Two-sport athlete.
I'm done talking about you. Okay, we're done talking about you. No, it's all good. Look, we want these kids to get pumped up. I love that stuff.
Yes, we do. But the humble ones.
Like, be humble when you go into. You haven't even made this. You haven't made a dime yet. Like, you got to be humble. Go into the next step. And guys, hey, you're in high school. You have another step, and you know what? You have a bigger step when you get out of fucking college, like the biggest step ever. So like we could pump you up like you're a Greek god, and all of a sudden you go to college and you're pretty good. You have a fucking 3% chance to make the NFL.
Okay,
why are we talking about?
I don't know. Now we get it. We get it. All right, you moved moved over the weekend.
Yeah, I did.
How's it going? Listen, you had a great description of your house.
Did you see my video?
When you called it immaculately outdated, I thought it was an amazing description. When you did your Facebook video. And you're going through the house, deciding what's staying and what's going. How were the first couple of nights? Was it creepy being that close to the cemetery?
No, did you see that cemetery?
Yeah, the cemetery. There's one tombstone.
No, there's 5, 6. It's creepy.
Is it a family?
Yes, it's a St. Albans family. They're from the Civil War.
They're in your backyard?
Yes.
Are the bodies there too?
Yes. And I went out there like this, and I took my booze, and I go, I'm spreading it around on y'all, and I respect all y'all. And I'm going to fix the lights here. And I'm going to pray to you. And I thought, and I'm like, I walked around my house very wasted for the past couple nights. Got my mind right. And I'm like stumbling around the house. I'm like, I don't feel like it's haunted. I'm looking for the ghosts. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for somebody to haunt me. And it's just not there, Andy. It's not there. That place is pure. It's cleaned. It's been cleaned of the poltergeist.
I'm bringing the entire family out Friday night.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No kids. No. I got guns around.
I'm bringing them all.
I got guns.
We're all coming out Friday night.
You can't. I got weird things laying around, and I'm not hiding them. So if you bring your kids to my house,
dude, we're all coming Friday night.
Fine. I'm just letting y'all know.
I'm just telling you.
I got things laying around. And I'm not hiding them.
Okay, but I think you need to. You got to get rid of that cemetery, dude. Like, is it on your property?
No, it's right off my property. I have a huge backyard, and the little cemetery's up there. And it's like, hi, Cam, we're the cemetery. Pray to us, and drop booze and like respect our shit, or we'll fucking haunt you. And I'm like, no, we're good, baby.
Any issues this weekend with the move? Because it was raining, man. I thought of you a couple times. I was going to actually offer to come out and supervise.
My back hurts.
Hand out some responsibilities to people. But it was raining so hard, man. Like, how'd you handle the rain?
God, here's what I did. Oh, God, let me explain this. The movers came, and I'm like, go that way with it. Go that way with it.
Mud everywhere in the house.
Go that way with it. Go. So my shoulders hurt from pointing. I didn't do a goddamn thing. My buddies came over. We got our fucking minds right, and we watched these cats, and I tipped them out $200 each.
That's how you do it.
That's what you fucking do.
Yes.
You tip motherfuckers out. I fed the motherfuckers, too. I had chili.
Yeah,
I didn't make it.
You have to feed them.
I didn't make it. But I had chili for them. I had food. I even offered them beer, and they didn't want it.
No, they can't do that. They're on the job.
That's true.
They're on the job.
They might have got their minds right, though.
Oh, did they?
They might have got their minds right in the basement with me. Okay? And they worked their fucking ass off, and I fucking hooked them up.
How many movers?
About 1,500.
One day?
One day. We didn't have that much. Dude, I have a 1,400 square foot house. I had a dumpster. Remember all my neighbors came in and dug all my shit out of the dumpster?
So you moved out of a 1,400 square foot house?
Yes, into a monster. So it's kind of open, but they didn't have
Does everything work?
Dude,
do the lights work? Everything?
Let me explain something. I bought a house that's a 1997 time capsule. It was 2 older people that lived in it. The one guy died.
Is that the year it was built? 1997?
Yes, 97.
Oh, that's not too old.
Not at all. But the guy that died, not in the house, because I would have felt his presence. He's not there. He's not creeping me out or Kate. Not yet. But the point is, we get there, everything's
Was he a St. Alban?
I have no idea. I walk up to the bathroom.
That's his family that's in your backyard. guy who died.
He's not from the 1800s.
He's probably in the backyard too. The guy who died, the husband of the wife, is buried behind your house.
I'll dig his fucking bones up. It ain't happening. Here's the deal, though. It's a time capsule. There's not one kid's ever been in there. So, like, usually you buy these houses and, like, you go up to the bathroom upstairs and there's just shit. Like, you could tell I could drop a walnut fucking pie on that mug and I'll eat it on the bathroom floor because there's no kids in there. So it's like a time capsule of 1997.
There was at one point.
They didn't have kids in there.
Never?
Never. It was built, the old people built that house. They lived in it. They never had kids there.
Okay.
So it's like everything's immaculate, but it's from 1997.
Have you introduced yourself to the neighbors yet?
Yeah, they asked, your mommy and daddy buy this house? We're like, what, bitch?
Did they say that?
Like, what the fuck you fucking say?
Is that
what the fuck you say to me?
Well,
your mommy, hi, tell your mommy and daddy congrats. Wait, what did you say?
Wait a minute.
Fucking 36. I bought this. If I didn't have a drug problem, I'd have bought it when I was 30. The fuck on. No, they're good. They're good people. But they didn't
say that to
you. Yes, they 1,000% said that.
And so how are the neighbors,
They said it
are they
to my...
good people and everything?
Great people. Everybody's great. I'm the biggest fucking Hoosier in that neighborhood, and I'm going to keep that fucking title. I'm fun to keep that title.
Nobody's threatening that title.
No one's going to fucking take that. I'm the fucking Hoosier, and that's how it goes. But I'll take my trash cans in, although... I don't even know if we do that. Like, everything's so weird there. It's so like, it's like you're in Pleasantville. Fuck, I'm a Hoosier.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You put out a good video. I like the video.
Mm-hmm. Very professional. Just like we do it.
Did you hire a crew for that? A video crew? Who did that for you?
I only do professional videos, okay?
Yeah, that was good.
That was funny. Good. Yeah, anyway, we're excited, man. It's not haunted, but there's a graveyard in my backyard.
Well, it could be. I mean, you don't know that yet.
I do got weapons in that mug. Mm-hmm. That's why if Ty comes over, he can't go under my bed. He can't go in my closet.
Oh, you keep weapons?
Oh, are you,
do you?
Fucking kidding?
You're a gun guy.
I have guns. I know how to use them.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Click that motherfucker back. Boom. I got everything lined up. If I'm in a jam, I'll put that goddamn
thing. It's legal. Legally, you have these guns.
What? What?
Are you a legal gun owner?
Yes, dude. Of course. I'm the one. The legal gun owners don't do any crime.
I'm not a gun guy. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about this one.
Well, you're in the poor part of Ladue. It's hardcore shit going on in there. I'm in the wealthy part of Franklin County. Nothing goes down there.
I don't know what happens in the wealthy part.
I did see a couple werewolves, which is kind of bizarre, but I got silver bullets, so we're good. Other than that.
Are you watching any hockey right now? Can I have to say something?
Yeah, you can.
This North Division.
Yeah, it's fucking boring.
Like, what is the Canadian Division? It's letting me down a little bit. It's like there's one or two good teams.
I like the Canadian Division.
Well, that's the North Division. But it's like Ottawa's getting beaten up. That was my team. Ottawa was good for the first couple of games. And now they're struggling a little bit, so they got to find their game and get that back together. But it's like McDavid, Draisaitl, they just beat up on everybody.
Then fine. Here's what's going to happen. When you have two Hall of Famers on a team like that, they're going to get 100 points this year.
In 56.
They're going to get 100 fucking points in 56 games. And you know what's going to happen? They're probably not going to make the fucking playoffs. Or you know what's going to happen? They're going to get fucking rocked 4-0 in the first round. So the Blues have no superstars, but they have a bunch of B players. All B players.
Montreal doesn't have any superstars either. I mean, they did. Carey Price was once considered
he's an A player. No, but he's a superstar.
And he still is, but at the same time.
We don't even have a Carey Price.
He's getting older. Shea Weber's getting older.
The Blues don't have A-plus players, but they have B all the way down the line. And then you got an A goalie, and you maybe have an A maybe somewhere around where it could be an A, but you're still fucking B. As far as contracts are concerned, you're a fucking B- and down compared to other guys. But you're going to kill everyone. They're going to kill everybody in that division.
Well, I don't know if they kill everybody. Those two guys just get a ton of points.
No, wait.
They beat up on Ottawa.
I'm saying the Blues are going to kill everybody.
The Blues, yeah.
Because of this, how balanced they are. But then you look at the two big dogs, and they're fucking scoring 8 points a night. But are they going to sustain it? You get Connor McDavid rocked one time. Where are you at? Where you at then, homie? Mm-hmm. Where you at? I'll wait.
What do you mean?
Your goalie going to be?
What do you mean? Tell me.
Where you at is Edmonton. If fucking Connor McDavid gets hurt, where the Blues at if Ryan O'Reilly gets hurt? Well, probably the same. They'll get some of these kids up there. You're deep as fuck. But where you at if Draisaitl or fucking McDavid get hurt?
Those are two of the best players in the league, though. You can't replace those no matter what team they're on. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But a team like Tampa Bay, they can win games without Kucherov.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. My point is, so like Edmonton, yay, look at Edmonton, 8 points, these guys. You get dinged up one time, you're fucking donezo. Where the Blues can get fucking banged up, and they're like, we'll put another guy right there. Like, we have 15 guys waiting. So that's the point of it. It's sexy as fuck having Draisaitl, McDavid do their thing. But are you going to win anything?
They still gave up 5 goals against Ottawa and made it interesting.
There it is, Andy.
And their coach is dropping F-bombs on the bench as they're taking penalties late in the game.
You see what I mean?
He wasn't happy.
You see what I mean by that? So
they'll fool you one night, and then they come back to earth the next night.
They come back to earth, baby.
But Montreal and Toronto, that's our North Division report.
I like
and
Toronto,
then it's everybody
too,
else. I do, too.
Fucking Wayne Simmons is like, fuck you.
No, he brings a little different mentality.
He does.
They're like, who are you? Like, we've never had anyone like you in the dressing room.
What's going on
We've never had anyone like you.
I run the locker room, not you, Wayne. Wayne's like, fuck all you. I'm the fucking big dick. I don't give a shit about any of you. Like, I've been around a long time, and I'll bag motherfuckers up, and I'll stand in front of the net, and I'll be a leader in the locker room.
He's telling guys to shoot it at my chest.
Like this, like he probably walks along like, oh yeah, shut the fuck up, you little boys. Little boys, you haven't done shit. Let fucking the big dog come in here.
Let
me and Jumbo come in and fucking take care of shit. Now you guys are going to be on a pedestal. We'll take care of the dirty work, and now we might win a fucking playoff round. Because all you little boys, little boys, because you're still boys. You're Matthews.
Is Matthews a boy?
He's not a man yet.
He's an Adelaide. He's in between.
He's not a man yet. Marner, you're not a man yet. You're going to be. You're going to be. But you need a guy just to help you, take you out to dinner, just to fucking be that fuck you attitude.
Marner's pretty sick, though, man.
They're all sick,
fourth
Andy.
in the league in scoring or whatever he is.
Andy,
but he is all sick. He is the mentality you're saying, and the experience. The
like, you get pushed into a corner, fucking game 7. Like, who's the man? Who's going to come in front of the net and take a beating and score that big goal? Like, I don't mean to be degrading, but my point is, like, they're not men yet. Men meaning hockey men, late in a round, know how to fucking score that big goal, take a hit from behind, take a shot, or whatever. You haven't done that yet. You're not a man yet.
I need to address something with Matthew Tkachuk. I feel like he's always in the mix, and everyone else is standing around just watching
him. I hate it.
And so people try to tell me on Twitter, well, that tells you everything you need to know in terms of his relationship with his teammates. No, they love Matthew Tkachuk. It's so stupid.
So dumb.
But that's the mentality they have inside that dressing room, man. He needs some help.
He does.
He needs some help. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm the GM of Calgary or the coach and you don't recognize that, and you got all these little guys or these other guys that just stand around,
they're
not in the mix. You have one guy who's truly trying to win every single night, and everybody else just stands around and watches.
Little boys.
Like, what's Matthew? Oh, Matthew's inside. I'm going to look the other
grab
way.
Somebody.
I'm going to look the other way. Why is Matthew
I'm
going
to pretend that I'm skating fast to the scrum.
I'm going to grab somebody and act like there's... Why is Matthew... Because you're down by 4. Because you're down by 4, and you're losing a game with 13 seconds left, and he gets a puck shot at him.
What'd you think of that?
I love it.
By Muzzin.
I love everything about it. I don't give a fuck. Muzzin, I'd rather you, like, fight him, but, like, fucking shoot a puck at him. I don't give a fuck. Shoot a puck at him. Let him go fucking nuts. You just won the game. Give a fuck. Shoot a puck at him. Let him go psycho. You lost the game. Do the same fucking thing. So I just think you're absolutely right, Andy. When I watch Matthew Tkachuk, it's him going nuts. And I know he's crazy. I know he's too much.
But he also scores in the same game.
He does everything.
Yeah.
He does everything. And everybody's like, oh, what's going on with Matthew? Well, he's pissed because you fucking lost the game. And you haven't won shit.
And maybe he's sick of losing.
Yeah, maybe he's sick of losing. There you go,
Maybe he doesn't
Andy.
want to lose.
Maybe he doesn't want to lose.
And everybody else is just kind of like, oh, this is what we do in Calgary. We lose.
We lose, and we're accepted because everybody loves us here.
We're in Canada.
Fuck you, baby. Become a fucking man. Become a man. David Prawn became a fucking man.
When did that happen? Like, when did he make that transition? You think when he went to Vegas?
I think you're right, Andy. No, it's a good question. And I don't know, but when he came back to St. Louis, and I room with him, I play with him, he was a man. And he got pissed, and he sat out, and he went out, and he scored like 4 goals. And all of a sudden, he's like, I'm fucking taking beatings. Remember he was taking penalties because he was too crazy?
Yeah.
Like, he became a man. And then they won the goddamn cup. And then he goes out and takes his shirt off like a psycho in wheelhouse.
That's all the Blues have up and down their roster.
You have
like
men.
Schenn, Schwartz. Even Schwartz as a little guy. Like,
he's a man,
He
dude.
just plays a man's game.
Thank you.
He
does. Ryan O'Reilly's a man.
And when Bozak's in the lineup, he plays a man's game.
Take a shot in the fucking head. That's what it is.
Yep.
And I know it sounds...
And they're so connected as a team. One guy gets jumped, they're all in there.
All in. That's how it is.
And that's Chief.
I know it is.
And that's Chief helping them understand, like, hey, if one of our guys is in the mix, we're all in the mix.
I just say, when I say become a man, it's not going toe-to-toe. It's just learning how to deal with the hardcore shit in everyday life in hockey and to be successful doing it. You could deal with your shit in hockey, but you can still be a fucking loser. You can still be a loser. But when you become a man and you're really skilled, you know how to take that shot in the back of the head and also score that goal late in the game because you took cross checks in front of the net like that.
So you're saying Wayne Simmons, man? That's how we got on this conversation. He's bringing that.
He's bringing it
to a
baby.
Team like Toronto.
Yes, he is.
And we don't see that with some of these other teams.
I know, man. Toronto has so much skill. They have it all, but you just need that veteran guy to just show you, like, this is what we do. Although I haven't won yet, and he hasn't won. Wayne Simmons has not won yet, but he's been in the game a long time.
No, but he's been around.
He's been along.
He's been the same guy no matter where he's been.
Be a man.
Yeah.
Or a woman, I guess.
Well, you can be either one.
You can be either one. Yeah. They're both tough.
Absolutely.
I should say that.
Absolutely.
They're both tough.
Yeah.
That's why I say you're tough too, Andy.
Dude,
I don't know what you are yet, but you're tough. He's an in-between guy.
Hey, Jim Rutherford steps down from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's in a weird spot right now. Like, what's going on there? You watch Malkin, like, he looks like he's just kind of just going through the motions.
Coasting.
Who would want to take over that job right now, knowing you're going to have to make some tough decisions with two iconic, maybe three iconic players if you want to throw in Letang at the same time?
Who would?
Who would want it?
Who would want a job with Sidney Crosby at the helm?
Okay, but here's the point. They're not making the playoffs this year. They're not making the playoffs.
Don't know that.
Well, they're going to have a hard time getting in. They're on the downward spiral, okay?
They are. You're right.
They got goaltending issues. They've got some issues there in Pittsburgh. And you've got Letang, you've got Gino. They've got 1 year left of their contract.
Andy,
so whoever comes in is going to have to be the guy to make some tough decisions with some iconic players.
Okay, fine. I'd rather be in that situation with the fucking Sid, not the kid, but Sid, the old man now.
Sid the man.
Sid and not the kid. But I could be like, we still have talent from you.
But they've got no draft picks. They've got no prospects.
The bitch of it. But you still have Sidney Crosby.
They're in a tough spot.
They're in a tough spot, but I'd rather be in that spot dealing with that fucking guy who knows how to get shit done. You're not dealing with Mitchie Marner right now. Mitchie, we should go. Or Mitchie Marnie. Marnie, what they call him? Mitchie Marnie one time?
He's getting a karaoke machine, I think,
Marnie,
for the road.
They called him Mitch Marnie one time. Anyway, he was like, what the fuck?
He's cool.
Anyway, I love him.
He's got a tattoo sleeve, too. Does that mean you're tough? Honestly.
No, it does not, Andy.
Because I thought about getting one. I'm still thinking about getting one.
If you do, I might smack you in the face because you look so goddamn corny. Here's the deal. Mitch Marner's not Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby's been through the grind. Oh, yeah. He'll fucking bleed from his head and make fucking plays. Mitch Marner's not there yet. If you ask any of those Toronto guys, he's just not. Now, you're like, oh, you're comparing to Sidney Crosby. I'm just saying compete level. But
some of these guys,
compete.
Some of these guys are Jim Rutherford, and I know it's been reported, and it's an accurate story about how he tried to move Chris Letang, thought he had a deal for Letang.
Yeah.
And the organization wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah.
Jim Rutherford's he's like Scotty Bowman. He knows what team to take over, and he knows when to get out.
Yeah, I think he's got.
And
some
so he's at the point now. I think he said, "Okay, now's a good time to leave. We won a couple of cups here.
Yeah, we've done.
My guys are aging. We're not that good. We don't have shit in terms of picks or prospects.
And I'm getting older, and I got money, and I'm chilling.
It's time for me to go.
Yeah,
I gotta go. They're not letting me do things. I gotta go.
They're not letting him do things.
Well, he tried to make a deal. They wouldn't let him make the deal.
Okay. Well, then I'd be give me the fuck out. Can't I just go to Florida?
I gotta go.
Why wouldn't I go to Florida, kick my feet up, and be like, I'm watching my grandkids grow up? Why would you even want to be stressed out when you have that much money? Why?
No, you don't need to be. And why? I don't think he was traveling. I think there's some family stuff probably too.
Travel, I'd be like, fuck you. I'm fucking kicking my feet up, dude.
Has COVID surprised you at all in terms of how it's impacted the early going here?
Well, the Petro thing was weird.
Why is he the only player?
That sucks.
One player. And the coaches?
And he gets walked, too.
What's he doing in the coach's office?
Is
he hanging out with the coaches?
They're all making out.
Only one player and then the coaches.
Andy, I don't know. Okay. You want me to speculate and say something stupid so people get pissy at me? They made out with each other. It was a big makeout session. They didn't invite me when it was kind of fucking depressing. I'd watch it. Here's the deal. That sucks for Petro. And he gets walked by Kyrou. Fucking A.
It wasn't like he got walked. He just got...
He got owned.
Out-muscled.
He got motherfucked.
And owned and dunked on.
He got motherfucked.
Way more determined.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
Determined. All you guys.
He was hungrier.
Can I say something to the parents?
Yeah.
Like I always do. All you parents out there.
Look how hungry Cairo is.
There it is. Listen to me on this, you fucking parents. Don't piss me off. I love all you, and I get it. But if your kid's really, really good, and he's dominating at a young level, and he's toe dragging, and everything's simple, that happened to 90% of the good players in the NHL. Every one of those motherfuckers did the same. Everything was simple. What else are they doing? You watch some of these superstars, like I'm going to give you Mike Hoffman. He's not a go-getter. Mike Hoffman's not a fucking go-getter.
What is he?
He's a wait for the goddamn puck, and I have a really good release, and I'm going to shoot it. That doesn't cut it with Craig Berube. That doesn't cut it with a lot of different fucking teams and a lot of different coaches. You if you want to be successful...
Listen, let me ask you this from your experience.
Go ahead.
And I've always thought one way or the other here on this, so I'll let you answer it.
Go ahead.
Is it harder to be a great player on a great team versus being a great player on a bad team?
I was a great player on both teams. If you're a bad player on a great team, go fuck yourself. Take that and write it down. If you're a bad fucking player and you're unbelievably skilled on a really fucking good team, go fuck yourself. And you can't figure it out.
That's a little aggressive, right?
No,
there.
No.
That's a little aggressive.
No.
I didn't know you were going to take it.
No, I'll say go fuck yourself. The team's too good. I can't get the puck. Team's too good.
Like, is it easier to be a really good player on a bad team?
No, it's easier to be a really good player on a good team because you're getting the puck every 2 seconds, and the D are giving you a puck. Remember when we play in? Okay, even I'll simplify shit for all you. Mm-hmm. You play in men's leagues, and you play on a shitty team. You can't get the fucking puck because the D aren't going to give it to you. So now you got to go extra hard, get it down, and come back. It's not easy. It's so much better when our alumni game is loaded up when we get all the fucking boys and the defense count more than anybody because you can't get the puck and the D are just like scrambling. So if you can't become a good player on a good team, go fuck yourself. Quote me on it.
Yeah. Well, you got to find a way. You got to
find a way. It's the easiest thing in the world.
You got to make adjustments to your game, how you're accustomed to playing, to fit in with a really good team. Sometimes that can be difficult when you've been on bad teams most of your career.
Figure it out, homie.
You know. So
You're
listen,
good.
Here's my take on Hoffman, though. And I thought his game Sunday night was one of his best games. Maybe not his. And again, he was very average in the game. He didn't do much.
I didn't even notice him.
But there were situations where he was actually in the paint. He was actually close to the goaltender.
Go get the puck.
He played in tight.
Quit waiting for Robert Thomas to give it to you.
Still didn't look dangerous.
He didn't do anything. I didn't notice him. Still didn't look dangerous. No,
so he's going to have to find a way to initiate and create his own offense.
Thank you, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, I want to be on a bad team to score goals.
But here's the deal. This guy is going to get hot, and he's going to score goals. He's streaky. He always has been. But, you know.
I need to be on a bad team.
I've always said there's a standard of how to play on a good team, especially here in St. Louis, man. I don't know what the standard was in some of these other places.
Well, it's a shitty standard.
But
why would you even care about their standard?
He's going to have to adjust.
Yeah, dude.
All right, before we get to
I'll fuck around with that.
Jovo Cop on this edition of the Cam Strick podcast, he was a cool-ass dude, man.
Oh, my God. Awesome.
He had a ton of injuries, too, man. This guy...
We didn't ask about that.
No, I know. We didn't really get into the injuries because we were talking about so many other things, like including, like, engines on planes and shit like that.
Like, you ain't flying me anywhere.
But no, it was cool to have him on, man. Could you imagine starting hockey? Like, how many guys started at 11 years old? Like a modern player, you start at 11 years old, and you play in the NHL. You're first overall. First overall, dude.
Macedonia, baby.
Macedonia.
Do you know where it's at? No, do you know where it's at? That was where the Crusade.
Greece.
No, I know. No, it is. But that's where of course, the Crusades came down. They went through Macedonia to go to Jerusalem.
I know.
You didn't know shit.
No, I did.
What year was that? The first Crusade.
1800s.
Get the fuck out of here.
What year was it?
800.
Well, that's what
800 AD. That's 1,000 years away.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. So then there was 3 crusades.
A lot of history there.
Now to 1200s, there's another crusade that went
But his
down.
parents came over to Canada. His dad was a soccer player. But when you don't start playing hockey till 11 years old, and all of a sudden you're first overall, it's not like you find your way to the NHL, and that's impressive. Dude, he's first overall. He's the best player in the world 6 years after he began playing. What?
It's crazy. Well, he was an athlete, dude.
There's a lot of athletes.
And here's the point that we always make, Andy, is like Get your kid into everything. Get him into baseball and wrestling and track and soccer and everything. Yes. So he hand-eye to this, become an athlete.
So he can be an athlete first.
So at 11 years old, he's like, I like hockey, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, okay, well, now you're
and I know how to compete.
And I know how to hit. And fucking, I can brace myself as an athlete. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, now I'm really good.
You can tell which guys are the athletes and who aren't, huh?
100%, man. No doubt. I could tell if you're an athlete if you walk down the fucking sidewalk.
Oh, really?
I can look at you.
Okay, so when I walk down the sidewalk, what do you say?
You're a fucking writer.
What's a writer?
I don't know. You tell me. I didn't.
Oh,
write
a
anything.
writer, like a
blogger,
like a writer.
You're a fucking blogger. you're a St. Louis writer with a boner right now because of Nolan Arenado. I said this on the radio show.
No, I'm not.
I said this on a radio show. Like, all these fucking St. Louis baseball writers all get boners. They're banging their wife and they're like saying, Nolan, and the wives are like, I'm not Nolan, you fucking weirdo.
Hey, I've been talking to Mike Danton a little bit recently. And we're going to get him on soon.
Get his ass on.
He's going to tell his story. He's got some stuff he's got to get through before he comes on with us. But this guy is like, it's almost scary. Like, he's the biggest Cardinal fan ever. Like, he's a diehard Cardinal.
I love Cardinals, but
so when they signed Arenado, like, we're texting about Aaron. He was like telling me the batting order, the lineup, and who needs to go.
4 and 5.
He's a diehard. He's a diehard.
When people say, "Here's a batting order for Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals," I know. They're like, "That's like the
what
easy."
Month is
it's
it
like
right
4 or 5,
right.
or 4 or 5.
Well, in my lineup, he's 3. I'd put him at 3
or 3. I don't give a fuck.
You don't even know.
Baseball sucks.
You don't even know.
Baseball. Sorry, guys. I know you guys like.
But
baseball.
true story. A few years back, I've talked about this on the radio several times. For like a couple innings, I watched the baseball All-Star game, and like half the team was the Colorado Rockies. I'm like, wait, who are these guys?
Because
why don't they win the World Series every year? Like the whole team is an All-Star.
Because their ownership's not that wealthy.
I looked up his Wikipedia page. I'm like, oh, gee, this guy's like the greatest player. Like,
he's a Hall of Famer
in like the history of baseball.
They got like, we got Ryan O'Reilly, who's certainly not a Hall of Famer. We love him, and he looks like a Hall of Famer because he's beautiful, and we.
Well, you never know. His career's not complete yet.
And he's not a Hall of Famer.
What if he wins 2 or 3 cups?
But like that's like getting.
What if he wins 2 or 3 cups and a couple more Conn Smythe? What? I mean, come on now.
No, not even close. Because you have to still put up points up to match that.
I understand.
Not even close, Andy. So the point is, you just get a Hall of Famer. It's like going to get like a Mark Messier or something like that. Motherfucker. Although Mark had a ton of wins, but. I don't know. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. I just want the Cardinals to do well because I want the city to do well, and I love Billy DeWitt III because he plays hockey with us, Andy.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? We have both owners of the Cardinals and the Blues.
And they all like
skate.
They
skate
hockey
with us,
more.
guys. I swear to God, guys, listen to this. Billy DeWitt III, who his dad owns the Cardinals. Billy III's the president, I believe. Tom Stillman, owner of the Blues. They both skate with Andy and I Monday, Wednesday, Fridays with the alumni, and we hooked them the fuck up with fucking backdoor motherfuckers. If anybody touches Billy III, I'll fucking jump in there and bag him up.
Will you?
Yes. Okay. Remember he had a little fuck you match the other day with Jason back in the board. It was I grabbed Jason. I go, stop it.
Can I just say, you got to have like a little bit of balls to disrespect one of those two.
You don't do that.
Okay.
I don't let it happen.
To disrespect one of those two.
I don't let it happen.
You just kind of like let them go.
No, they run the show.
You let them do their thing. Okay?
They run the show. Tom runs the show. Billy's number 2.
Who can help you away from the rink? You.
Yeah.
Like you or Billy DeWitt.
Like, okay. If you're going to fuck anybody up, Slash the dipshit guy that comes in and scavenges. The dipshit kid that is friends with Bruce that just comes in and skates who sucks. And all of a sudden, slash that motherfucker. Shouldn't even be out there anyway. Don't slash Billy III or fucking
Tom.
Not
the guy who owns the Cardinals.
Thank you.
Or the guy who owns the Blues. That's
slash
for damn sure. Give him the puck. How about that?
Slash the dipshit.
Because
there's plenty of them.
Okay, I want to send a little message out there to potential sponsors, Cam, and I'll let you roll with this, man, because we are now in the process of adding to our team.
Yeah, baby.
We're looking to add on some sponsors. If you want to take your business to the next level, what do you do?
Well, you call us, man. You got to think, guys. We got to keep this engine running. It ain't cheap. Andy and I love it. We are obsessed with this. We bring the heat. I talk about my fucking limp dick on this podcast, and I don't give a fuck because I'll do it.
We'd rather you stop talking about that.
I just said it one time.
We don't need you to keep talking about that.
I'm just saying it one time.
I mean, okay, one time.
Just one time.
That's it.
I'm just letting you know that I'll talk about what the fuck ever, and I do it for you guys and Andy. But we got to keep this goddamn thing rolling, man. And the sponsors, you got to think, if you sponsor us, you're not dealing with fucking Barstool. You're not dealing with fucking TSN and fucking Spikesnet and fucking ESPN. You're dealing with Andy and I. So if you do a goddamn conference call, you're talking to Andy and I. If you want to do business and negotiate, you're talking to Andy and I. And that's it. You're not talking to some fucking girl from Windsor, Ontario, who's like, I don't know who you are. Well, here's the company. No, it doesn't work that way. You're talking to Andy and I. So that you're dealing with us. We need to keep this goddamn ball rolling. And we'll absolutely take care of you, and we'll have a personal relationship with you, which is the biggest thing when it comes to as far as financial.
You're part of the team.
You're part of the team. And I'll have you out to my house and take you to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And we'll hang out.
And I got to give a shout out to a former guest, Scott Mellenby, who withdrew his name from consideration to Pittsburgh. I thought that was a savage move.
Oh, really?
Too. And if it's not the right move, it's not the right time, don't do it.
That's cool.
I don't wait for the, just let them know. Hey, don't even waste your time trying to talk to me or whatever, because I'm not leaving. He's in a good situation right now in Montreal anyway. Yeah. And Montreal may end up winning. They may end up going to the final.
They might. And lose to the Blues.
Possibly.
They'll get killed by the Blues.
Probably.
Right now? Oh, my God.
That's what I mean. I'm just not so sure about your North Division. Is it the Scotiabank
Did I say North? Because I meant West. No, I said
the Blues are in the West.
I know,
Pacific.
And they all suck.
The Honda Pacific.
No, the East is a hardcore division, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not the Central with fucking, even though Tampa's in there.
Weak.
Central's weak.
East is hardcore.
East is a hardcore.
North is they're top heavy and
they're exciting.
Weak. They are.
The North is exciting because they're killing each other.
The North is Canadian.
And their fights and shit.
Jay Bomeister said the other day, he's up in Calgary. He said, if you're up here, you wouldn't even know there's any other teams that exist.
I know. No one
outside the Canadian teams. I know. That's all they talk about.
But even the West, the Blues should murder.
Vegas is good though, and Colorado's
fine. Fine. You should murder Arizona.
Oh yeah.
You should murder them.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you fucked up.
Yeah. Well, anybody can beat anybody.
Andy, I know that.
All right, so if you want to join our team, hit us up. Send us a message on Twitter or
Please.
Instagram or whatever.
My DMs are open, baby.
Yes, yeah.
Don't be a hot chick, because my broad might get in on that.
No, it's okay if you are.
If you're a hot chick and we talk business, fine. But if you're a hot chick and say, Cam, you're sexy as fuck.
It's a business message.
Yeah. Just, if you could say I'm sexy, but just get business.
Make it clear that it's business.
Because Kate looks at my shit.
In the next sentence, say, I want to talk business. I'm interested in
Say,
sponsoring.
Cam, I love you. I want to make out with you, but
I want to talk about
business.
Sponsoring
Yeah, there it is.
Podcast.
Because she won't get mad at me.
Okay, all right. You know who else won't get mad, and we never get mad at them either, is CarShield. CarShield.com, baby. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM. You'll save 10%. I know it's embarrassing. I know it's hard to do. Because it is.
All right.
Because it is.
Sorry.
You can do it, and it'll save you money. Make sure you're protected. Make sure you have the protection with CarShield and CarShield.com. Check it out. Structure the plan the way that you want it. You want a long-term plan, you can do that. Short-term plan, structure it that way for a small fee per month. Then when shit goes down, guess what? You're protected.
Oh, God. Don't get embarrassed like I did.
Yeah, we don't need to hear your Mexican restaurant story.
I was at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm saying bye to everybody. Yeah. They're literally confettis everywhere.
That's
Say goodbye. I love you, Cam. Kate and I did a makeout sesh just like on World War II in middle of Times Square where that soldier made out. And we're doing that. Everybody's confetti. Then I get in my car bon voyage. Bon voyage, Cam. And I'm like, thanks, guys. Goodbye. Start the car. Cam's a cheap piece of shit. Cam's car doesn't work. Cam's a loser. Why do they waste money on confetti? Cam sucks at everything. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Because I called CarShield. They came right down. They fixed the motherfucker. Then they threw confetti at me, and then they carried me to my house.
And now we're seeing them all over the Blues games now, too, man. So they're putting the money back into hockey, man. We love that about CarShield. And, of course, our friends over there, CarShield.com. Sign up today and get it taken care of very, very quickly, I might add. It takes no time. Bud Light Seltzer, man, those don't last very long either. Huh?
Not in my house.
I mean, they've got the new lemonade. Can we talk about the lemonade real quick? Have you been crushing those?
Snorting them.
Oh,
That's
how
good they are.
You don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. You're not supposed to do that.
No, they're really good.
I can't believe you'd even joke around about that. That is just not.
Is that weird to do that?
A little bit,
okay.
Yeah.
They're good to drink. Don't snort them, but you can mix and match different things. So you have lemonade like that, man. You could.
Flavors.
Oh my God, you could mix it in a blender.
Put it with the lemon.
Oh, dude.
Put it with
lemon and lemon. Jesus Christ.
Put it with the lime.
It's a lot of lemon.
The mango.
You might have heartburn after that bad boy. No, but
we got a shout out, man, from a listener yesterday. Sent me a message. He said he and his boys, they all listen from Texas, and they even drink the Bud Light seltzers. Of
course they
Gave me the mango shout out. So a big shout out to Texas.
You're drinking mango, you might get laid.
and you say mango like that in front of your wife, she's like, "Oh my god, that's fucking sexy."
Ooh.
If you say mango, it's fucking sexy.
They do find that sexy. Yes.
I don't know why. Women are like, "Fuck."
No, I know. I've experienced.
Do you do that?
I've experienced a lot of that. A lot of that. Yes.
You're like,
absolutely.
she's like, "I don't like candy." And you're like, "Mango." She's like, "Oh, I want that dick."
Yeah, she knows.
That's how it works.
Anyway, we all know about Bud Light,
about
Bud
what?
Light Seltzer, Bud Light Seltzer.
What, you and your wife? What about it?
Well, they keep that private. Keep that private. The dog, on the other hand, I'm about to give the dog. I'm considering if I'm keeping the dog or if I'm going to give you the dog. I'm just can't decide. He's tracking mud through the house. He's getting all wet. Like, he goes outside, he comes back, he's all wet. He's like tracking mud everywhere. He's scratching at the door.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
This is that poor little baby.
So let me say something. Blaze needs to know. I'm training him. Okay? Blaze was born on 420.
That poor little baby. Andy's like, takes a picture of little Blaze. He's like, he's cold. He's cold. He has icicles on his beard. And I'm like, he's like, help me. Get me in, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. I just want to snuggle with you. And Andy's like, that fucking dog's got fucking shit. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
He's eating all the Ty's socks, dude. Every time I turn around, he's eating socks.
Then buy more. Then buy more socks.
Dude.
Blazy is a special thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to take this dog over. You have any other animals? Do you have a cat or anything?
That's it.
Thank God.
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, Blazy.
I'm not a cat person. I don't really like cats.
No, you're not an anything person, Andy.
No.
Okay? You're not any animal kind of person.
So I'm training Blaze. We'll see if he comes around and how he handles the training. How he responds to it. Is he a quick learner or not?
He's not an outdoor dog. Like, he's not.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
He likes it outdoors.
Dude, it's like it's 10 degrees outside, and he has like icicles stuck to his beard, and he's like, I just want food and water and warmth and love. I want lovey from my family, and you're like, get on with yourself. Get on with yourself, dog. Like, fuck.
We'll see how it goes with Blaze. I'm going to give it
You see how it goes? They're just like having a kid.
I'll give it an update.
Are you seeing it with Ty?
No. Well, Ty figured it out real quickly.
I'll adopt Ty, too.
Very quickly he figured it out.
I'll adopt his ass.
You'll try to. I know you will. He had a good skate yesterday.
It's my baby right
there. He
there.
had a good skate yesterday.
He's got sick hair. Ty's going to be a pimp. I might have to adopt him, to be honest with you, and Blay.
The price is really high.
At Sammy Blay.
Sammy Blay.
The price
like,
is high.
Who'd you name the dog after? I said Sammy Blay. Had a sick-ass goal last night.
That's so
I
funny,
love
man.
Sammy.
I do. He was.
Sammy's
I'd
the man.
keep that motherfucker.
Hey, Sammy's
in the lineup.
in the lineup. He's a mainstay.
I love it.
Okay, keep Sammy Blay in the lineup.
Treat the doggy
Plus, you know what?
though, Andy.
Can you tell when a guy scores how his teammates react, whether or not he's like
Charlie
one of the boys
like
or whatever?
Chara?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was a great reaction. Washington's a cool ass team, man.
Can I say something funny? When I first scored my first goal in Jersey
against Brent Johnson,
I did a cool celebration. I go to the bench and all the guys grab me like fucking. It was great.
What did Eric Brewer say to you when you scored in St. Louis?
I score my first goal for the Blues. I go to the bench and I act like they're gonna grab me. No one does anything. They're like sitting on the bench. I'm like waiting for the big grab.
You're like, hey guys.
I'm like this, like it's gonna be a big celebration. Hey. No one does anything.
Anybody see that?
I'm like hugging nobody. I'm hugging ghosts, and also I'm like, oh, I guess.
Hey guys, I just scored.
I scored.
Guys, I scored.
Yeah, it took you like fucking 100 games,
Anybody
and
see
we're
that?
down by 16. So I was like, oh, cool. No one even looked at me when I scored.
Well, I'm sure Heino did.
Heino did. Of course he did.
He was
my fucking ball.
He was on the ice, I think.
Fucking coolest guy in the world.
You probably didn't get the puck out that night.
You don't think
either.
we partied that night?
Well, you probably didn't get
crazy?
the puck out that night. Probably
no, I did not. I scored. I gave him a plus. And we went after it last night.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Have it delivered to your house, BudLight.com. All right, keep it handsome. Mirko has the new hats that are out.
Mirko.
He's going to have them on the Keep It Handsome website very, very soon. By the way, if you want to get the Cam Strick hats, which are sick, go to camandstrick.com.
Yeah.
Mention the promo code Cam Strick. You'll save, I think, $10, dude. They're on sale right now.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal right
fucking
there.
Right.
So go there and
all 20%.
All y'all in Texas, whatever, you need to hook yourself up with some of these hats. Now, the other hats, which are sick too, they have our logo on them.
Yeah.
The actual digital logo on the hat. Those are going to be available on the Keep It Handsome website, same place where you can get your Fight Ugly hoodie. And it has a Fight Ugly logo there on the back of it, too, which is sick.
That. Yeah.
So you're going to have those on the Keep It Handsome website very, very soon. So check that out. In the meantime, get your shampoos and your conditioners, all your hair products. Hook it up for Keep It Handsome. Mention the promo code Cam Strick. You're going to save 15%. So that's a pretty good deal right there. What's your favorite product? Mine is the beard moisturizer. What's yours? What's so funny?
Look how thick my beard is right now.
Well, I know, Andre Agassi. And you look like Agassi.
No, I haven't shaved in a long time. Like, I look kind of crazy because I haven't done shit because we've been moving in and shit. But my beard's pretty thick right now, and you're stealing all the fucking beard moisturizer and not using it for anything. You have no beard. You have nothing. But your face does look pretty cute, I guess. Your teeth are white as fuck.
No, I'm using this. Sean Avery sent me the link.
Tell him to send me mine.
No, I have it. So he sent me the link. He's like, dude, you need to get this stuff for like this. It's seed oil that you put like under your eyes.
Yeah.
Are you noticing it? Can you notice it?
You look like you're 21 years old.
So I ordered it.
But I want you to look like you're 30.
A few months back, and I've been using this seed oil thanks to Sean Avery, who hooked it up.
You look young.
He had the recommendation.
You look young.
Yeah. Seed oil is very good for you. I don't know what seed it is. We got to look that up and see which seed it is. But
I don't know.
It's made by
put it on my face.
Jao. Jao. Jao.
I'll take it, dude.
Swipe up.
Swipe that mug up. I don't know. I'll take it.
And get that
seed
oil.
Young. Look, I'm beat the fuck up looking, dude.
But Sean Avery, his face is kind of like he's got like something.
He's kind of glowy looking.
Something's going on. So
like Sean, you're glowy.
I want what he has.
I want to look glowy like you. We love him.
Anyway,
he came on a pod.
He's hilarious. We might have to get him back on.
We'll get his ass on. I think is he mad at us at all?
No.
All right, good.
Well, I mean, George The Rock had that comment.
Yeah, I think he got pissed at us for a little bit.
Well, I gave him a heads up that he said that. I don't know. Whatever. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
He doesn't hold grudges.
I'll bag his ass up. No, I won't.
Did you fight him?
No, I jumped him one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I turtled. I hit him on the back of the head as hard
KeepItHandsome.com. Check it out and get that today. All right, Bellman. Our boy Dan Bellman. This guy flat out getting it done in Troy, Missouri. Have you been out there to check out? It's a beautiful place, too.
It's so gorgeous
It's
up there.
Oh, my God.
Go to Mark Twain Lake afterwards.
You talk about eating your oatmeal pies. You said off your bathroom because the old lady was there. You drop it on the floor at Bellman, you could eat it, too. You could probably lick the floor. There's nothing. There's no dust on the floor. At Bellman, it's the cleanest dealership you're going to find in the country.
Yeah, and there's no weirdos.
Oh, that's important.
I mean, look,
that goes hand in hand.
That is so key. If you walk in there and your wife could like I'm gonna go try to buy a car today, and okay, cool. And you're like, whoa, was a swinging dick gonna come out and like fucking like kidnap you? No, not at Bellman.
I'm gonna upcharge her.
Who's this fucking ride coming up here right now? Oh, that's that fucking Kate.
I'm gonna upcharge this one.
Who's this fucking ride? Go on, I beat your fucking husband's ass. She's like, what? What? Who?
Back in high school, I used to pin his ass in wrestling.
I did a lot of things to your husband. She's like, what? What the? Can I buy a fucking car? You fucking nutsack.
Killer Escalade, please.
Can I buy that? Oh, I'm gonna fuck. You come on a date with me, and I'll fucking give it to you. Like, what? She's like, no, I'll buy the fucking thing.
She's like, okay, you know psycho. What? I'm going to Bellman. Because I'm not dealing with you people.
Swinging dick motherfucker.
So then you go to Bellman, and it's like the opposite of that.
They're like, hello. Well, hello.
Can I give you a water Jansen? And some sushi?
We do love your husband. He was such a stud and a great hockey player. Come on right in here. Actually, we're going to carry you around. Fruit? Would you like fruit? Well, actually, we'll take the fruit and like put it in your mouth.
Let me go out in the back. Let's pick it from the trees.
We have fresh fruit here, and I'll like insert it into your mouth with plastic gloves on because of coronavirus.
Yes, with a mask on.
And then they brush you down with they take care of you. Kate walks in there like getting a fucking massage or something. And then she buys a car.
It's amazing. Isn't that amazing?
Otherwise, you're getting like fucking.
Dude, Dan Bellman is like you can't make it up.
He's the best of the best. Dude.
They don't make people like this anymore.
No,
that's the difference.
I know. We got to keep this thing going.
He's like current and old school at the same time.
I don't give a shit about anybody. Like they are the real deal. Your wife can go in there. They're sweet.
Cadillac, Buick,
they do it
GMC.
Yeah.
I know you're looking at that Buick Enclave.
I'll make that mug
pearl
look
white
sexy
with
as
captain seats.
I'll make that mug look sexy as fuck.
Across the street, you've got the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and you can get something for everybody in your family. Okay, whatever they're looking for. Whatever they're looking for. Well, you don't have a very.
Hey
big
Dan, hook me up. I need everybody in my family.
You want that pink Jeep with 2 doors, small wheels, man? You
I'll
know
make that thing look shit
kicker. Well, yes,
I'll make that mug look shit kicker, dude.
Well, if it says Bellman on the back on the license plate, it automatically does.
So here's the thing. When you buy from Bellman, you don't take the sticker off the back.
No, you don't.
Everywhere else, you're like, get this stupid ass thing out of here. You keep the Bellman.
That is correct.
That's what it is.
All right, Victor Hockey. Don't forget about them. Check out their amazing hats, T-shirts, hoodies, everything you find with Victor Hockey. Check out their Twitter account and their Instagram account at VictorUSA. They got the sickest logo in hockey. Of course, when I drive black tie.
Woo!
I get what I want. I get it when I want it. And that's what you get with Drive Black Tie. These people have just taken car ownership to a different level. You never thought it was possible to have an exotic car for the weekend. You can do that. You want to rent it for one day, a full weekend, a week, a month, whatever it is, from luxury to economy to exotic. Exotic, right?
Exotic.
Yeah.
I know how to talk.
Yeah, exotic cars. Like, what would be like exotic?
Maserati.
That's pretty exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porsche.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All that. They have it all. You see my Beamer and my
G-Wagon.
You see the video I did?
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
My house tour.
Ellie, I think Ellie saw it too.
Ellie
gave you a little shout out there. Dylan saw it as well. So listen, get the app, and you just download the app, and then you select the car that you want from the fleet of cars. Honestly, is it any easier than that? You don't pay for anything except for the gas.
It's the easiest. You know, it's the best. Is like I'll be like, I want a new car, and they'll come pick it up. I wouldn't know they're there.
Okay, but listen, there's only 100 spots, and it's filling up fast. So if you want to get in, you got to get on this quickly.
Everybody's texting us too. So like,
I want the range. Wait for your chance. You got to initiate.
I'll be like, I want the range, and so they'll come and swap it out. I'll be sleeping.
I know,
and it'll be gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and the keys will be right there, and like, Cam, here it is.
It's
I'm
so
like,
simple.
It's so awesome.
It's so
you look like a pimp.
But can I just say, like, when I first heard about this, that I was like, oh yeah, right. It's not that simple. Nothing's that simple. And then you experience it, you're like, wow, it really is that simple. You know,
like, like when the summertime comes, like, I want to get a fucking badass vet again. I don't want to buy a Corvette. I used to have Corvettes.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I want one for one day.
For the nice day.
For the one day. I want to go to Labadee with Kate.
Yeah.
Look, I have her drive it, so we look sexy.
Go where?
Labadee, Missouri.
Oh, is that nice out there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed out there, fancy boy. I want Kate to go out there, but the sexiest thing is when Kate drives a sexy, badass car like a Corvette, and you roll up to a club or whatever, and she's driving the shit kicker.
Oh, my God.
And it's like bouncing like blah, 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 because it's so like a stock car. Then everyone's like, God, Cam, you're a fucking pimp because your wife's driving the shit kicker, not you.
But then again, if you have like a snowstorm coming up and you want like a 4-wheel drive,
go get that fucking Raptor then.
Whatever,
yeah.
So they'll drop that off just by using the app.
Yeah.
So don't like act like you know what's going on. Like see for it yourself, because honestly, you really don't get it until you start doing it. Like that's what's amazing.
True that.
With Black Tie, get what you want, get it when you want.
Social media too, guys. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have two different Facebook.
Yes.
Look at all. I hate.
Why 2 different Facebook accounts?
Because I'm very popular, so I need 2. Because you only get 5,000.
You got Brody doing. Brody's like working. He's like your social media.
No,
not.
I do my own Facebook shit, dude. That's me, homies. Okay. And Twitter's my own. What does he do for me?
I don't know. I was asking.
I not do all my shit, Brody? No, I do all my shit. So if I tweet something out, that's me.
Okay.
I might get like the AOK from Kate and Brody.
Right.
But it's me doing it. Okay. I'm typing the shit.
All right, Ed Jovanovski. Should we get to him? JovoCop.
I wore 55 because that motherfucker.
And that's what you said. Hear it
That
now.
could be a lie. That could be a lie.
On this edition of the Cam Strick podcast.
JovoCop.
Hey, guys. Sorry.
What up, big boy?
I was just having a conversation with my daughter outside.
Unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Don't ever let that happen again, JovoCop.
Not on our watch.
Ever.
I lost, too.
Did you lose?
Did you?
And he loses all the time to his daughters. Don't worry about it. And his wife.
What's up? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good.
Where you at, man? Down in Florida?
Yeah. Yeah, down in Florida. Down in Boca Raton.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Hey, we just hit record and we just go. We just kind of start having the conversation. So, like, what are you looking at now? Like, do you see the water from the house?
Yeah.
Like, give us your setup.
Explain it.
No, I just actually went into my office now.
It's probably on the water. His office is on the water and an island.
Are you like a CEO or like what's the office? Is this for your TV job or what? You got other businesses?
You know what? I got into a couple different things. I got into the aviation world with a good friend of mine, and we basically buy engines and then throw them out on planes on lease. So it's something that kind of keeps me busy till about 11, 12 o'clock. And then it's off to the course.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
Tough.
That sounds like a guy who made $70 million.
That's a fucking tough life right there.
Wait a minute. How do you get into the business of the plane engines? Like, how do we get in on that? Are you guys hiring or
you
no?
ain't getting on shit, Andy. You kidding me? We'll all die.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't know shit either, but my kid's godfather's been in the business for many years. And it's funny how it works. It's almost like real estate, right? It's all on the buy. And just from him being in the business, knowing what deal is right, I just kind of ride his coattails. But learned a little bit of the business, and not telling you I'm enjoying it, but the returns have been decent.
Well, yeah. Well, isn't it weird though? Like sometimes, a lot of these guys, they made a little bit of money, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna start flying fucking planes. And I'm like, God damn, like that's such a jump. Do you know how to fly a plane? Do you just know about the engines? Like, how far does it go?
Well, no, I don't fly. And actually a good buddy of mine, that's my neighbor, Jose Theodore. He just got his pilot license, and he bought a single engine Bonanza, 6-passenger. But I've yet to go up with him. I'm just not ready.
Fuck that. Are you kidding? No way. Oh, Jose
yeah,
Theodore's
man, he loves it. Fuck. I mean, he's going to Naples. He's going to Calusa Pines playing. He's kind of jumping around. He's going to the islands. So, you know what? It comes in handy, but you better know what the fuck you're doing.
Well, yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, and that's the problem. Like, I mean, when do you really know that you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Does he have anybody up there with him? Like David Backus started flying and stuff like that too when he was still playing. Like, I don't know. Flying a plane is one of those things where I just don't know if I'm like equipped to be able to do it.
I don't want you driving me in a car.
I want somebody else flying for me.
No, man. Listen. I mean, he's you got to go through all the classes, right? So you're doing. I don't know how many hours you're gonna actually, learn, and then you're taking your class, your test, and your test is solo, so you're doing it alone. Yeah, it's all about hours, right? It's you go out there and you practice kind of your touchdowns, your takeoff. Because I was talking to Theo, and he got a plane that has the technology is insane. So there's VFR, which is visual rated, and then there's IFR, which is instrument rated.
I knew that.
Anytime you hear a pilot say, "Let's go flying," if he's not instrument rated, don't go with him.
Oh my God!
I'm not going.
You run into the soup right now. You can't see, and he was telling me, he goes, they blindfold you up there, they spin the plane around, and you better know, because I guess that's what happened to JFK.
Oh, Jesus.
He didn't have a clue that he was descending. He thought he was just flying along, and sure enough, he just kind of crashed.
Martha's Vineyard, man, JFK Jr. Yeah, him and his wife and his wife's sister.
And he had no idea that he was ascending.
It was fucking foggy.
Or
he's
descending.
flying into Martha's Vineyard.
I mean, the whole Kobe thing too, with the helicopter. Same thing too. So
what do you think happened with that? What do you like, based on your knowledge? What do you think happened with that?
Well, I just heard from Jose. He was telling me the same thing, that they requested visual to fly low enough along the highway to wherever they were going, and they had him in a holding pattern, and then just got caught in the soup and didn't know which way he was going, but he was going into the hill, into the mountain. So something that just kind of rather than, you hear with choppers that you can almost just hover, right? If you panic, just kind of hover and kind of get guidance to where you need to go. But, then again, I mean, the pilot on this, I think, had 20 years experience.
Oh yeah, he was like a pilot to the stars. Like, I mean, he was well known, well respected. Hey, do me a favor, tell Josie that I'll be calling him next week. We're getting him on the pod. We want to talk some. We want to talk some
about
flying.
His hair.
We want to talk about flying and everything else. Hockey's like secondary.
Yeah,
I mean,
give a shit
that's
about
way
hockey
more
anymore.
Interesting than hockey. I'll tell you that.
I will say this to you, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I played against Chicago. We played, I guess, 4 years against each other, but I wore 55 because of you, man. Like, I swear to God. Like, you had that 55. You didn't tuck. You had a little bit tucked in sometimes, but you put your shin pads into your skates, and you had the 55. You just looked big.
He told Keith Primo the same thing.
Big. I told Keith Primo the same thing. Who else is 55? Christian Backman from the. No, but man, I did. You used to fucking kill
Ben
guys.
Eager. Was Ben Eager 55? He might.
Yeah, Ben Eager too, by the way. Yeah, we like him more than you. But man, I just, growing up, like, we have all these guys come on the podcast, but I just want to give you a little shout out that I wore 55 because of you and how you crush motherfuckers. So just so you know.
Well, I appreciate that. You know what? You're the second guy that has said that to me. Obi actually said that to me too. He wore 55 watching my days in Vancouver. And I'm like, well, they really thought highly of me in Vancouver when they really kind of dished out my number pretty quickly. And, here in Florida as well, Nola Chari, nice kid. He's wearing, 55 here, but I appreciate it. I played hard, and anytime I got a chance to give someone a good whack, I would. But I knew I had to play one way to be successful.
Jovo, that number should be retired in Florida.
I know.
We want to retire it. It needs to be up in the rafters.
Yep.
Hey, all due respect to Achari, he shouldn't be wearing number 55.
I've never heard of him.
Now, who wore it in Vancouver? Cam thought you said Ovechkin.
I thought you said Ovi. I'm like, I could have sworn he's 8.
Obi, Shane O'Brien.
Oh, who cares about him? No, we like him. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
All right, so was 55 always your number? Like, how'd you get attached to that?
You know what? Drafted by Florida, I came into training camp, and I think I was playing tag with the trainers, and finally I think they gave up. So I show up to training camp, and I get to my stall, and there's 59 in my locker. Ooh. I'm like, 59? That just doesn't go.
Bad number.
So went through training camp with 59, and then the trainers come up to me. He's like, hey, Jovo, you don't want to wear 59, do you? I'm like, no, why don't we go to 55? Stu Barnes wore 14. I wore 14 with the Spitfires. And was obviously taken by, a good veteran. And got handed 55, and, there it is.
Yeah, Stevie Ott wore 14 with Windsor when I was there. I believe he wore 14 there.
Right. So about 5 years ago, the Spitfires retired 14. So it was kind of a 3-part ceremony. There's one more guy. Shit, I should know this. Myself, Otter, Adam Henrique.
Look at that. Way to go, Andy. Look at the big brain on Andy. Good for
there you go. So they did a nice thing, kind of went over to Windsor. So, did that. It was nice. But, so 14 was taken when I got to Florida.
Dude, you're from Windsor. I played up there. Oh, my God. How are you alive right now, dude? No, seriously. Like, my God. Like, you could do anything you want in that goddamn town. You could find anything you want. You're 17 years old. You're getting walked in VIP to all the clubs while all my buddies in St. Louis are hanging out with their mommy and daddy trying to steal their fucking beer while you're in Windsor partying with. Like, how would you survive juniors?
Well, you know what? I'm from Windsor, so I lived at home. So I got a little bit of mom and dad kind of on my shit all the time that, kept things in control. But yeah, I mean, Windsor, you're right. I don't know the junior aspect, how it is today. I'd imagine the guys, roam around and have a good time. I just was different back then. I think you kind of picked your spots and you kind of knew when the time was right to have a good time. I think guys just kind of have it figured out. And having said that, it's also vice versa the other way. I think guys have really, I don't want to say nerds, but it's different now, right? There's so much.
No, I think money Hold on, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
No. You're right on that. Go ahead. You don't have to fucking sugarcoat it.
Right.
You don't want to say nerds, but you want to say nerds.
Don't fucking sugarcoat shit.
Like I remember my first couple of years in the NHL. It was like the Wild West, man. It was just like go and have a good time and if I get to the hotel room, take the phone off the ringer, make sure no one calls. Now you got cell phones, you got tracking devices on, you got FaceTime. I mean, it's just a totally different animal. What guys, got to be weary of what's going on. We didn't think twice about going have a beer or going out till 2 a.m. or wherever, 5 a.m, whatever it was at the time. I think there's just today's game. There's just so much at stake where you got to be careful. I don't blame the kids. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's so much money to be made that you got to make sure that you don't fuck it up and put your best foot forward to succeed. But I think the teams that win, have a couple guys that, set aside some bonding time where you get a team together. And I think it's important for teams to continue to do that.
Yeah, man. Look, juniors is so much different, though. Like, even I was later than you, but we still didn't have. No one's telling me, Cam, you can't do that because I'm fucking gonzo. You're drafted You already signed. Like, what are they going to do to you? Like, so you have no guidance. Like, you could kind of do whatever you want in juniors, where in college you're even older and everybody's watching you. So it's like now it's not as much freelance. But God damn, back in the day in juniors, man, like everybody knows you're gone in 3 years. Like, what are they going to do to you? You're not getting in trouble for much.
Yeah, well, I think these guys are back then. They just were, like you said, they weren't scared. Yeah. I think guys now, we live in it doing the media work. I mean, some guys feast on that shit, right? They're just looking for, the report of a guy, doing something stupid, where you almost look at it. I mean, you're young, you're dumb, you make mistakes, right? You almost live and learn and try not to make those mistakes again. So that's kind of the only different thing. I think guys, they're just, worried on how that would affect them. This guy's a bad apple or whatever the case may be, that you just got to be wary of kind of what's going on. And I hate to be a player in junior like today.
Oh yeah.
Or Cam, like, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be hard because it's especially how we're living today with everything going on. I think it's, guys, if you're getting in trouble in today's day, then you're really kind of crossing the lines, trying to look for trouble. But for us, it was, for me, it was just, let's get to the NHL, right? Let's get to the NHL and
alive.
See how this plays out.
Like, well, there's no cameras. Like, there's no one filming you for anything. Like now, I'm like, you walk around like, God, is somebody filming? Like, what are you doing?
I know.
But back then, it's like, fucking cares.
Now.
Like, you're like,
it's anybody.
party.
Now there's camera. Everybody's got their phone out. So who gave you the name Jovocop? Where'd that start?
Don Cherry.
Yeah, Grapes. Actually, our radio guy. God, now I'm running a blank. But Chris. I don't know what his last name is, but he was a New York guy that came and covered the Panthers, did the radio, and he's kind of through the rope. He's skating around like RoboCop out there. And then he's like, let's just call him Jovocop. And, ever since then, my first year, it kind of, it stuck.
Sick ass name.
That's a good name, though. Did you
name.
Ever say thank you?
Yeah, fucking
like, hey, way to come up with a good name. There's so many dumbass names
they
out
called
there.
You Dink
Finally,
Ball.
somebody has a good name and a cool name. Did you like that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We ran with it for a bit. I had the T-shirts and all that BS. That they were selling the rinks, posters, and this and that. So, cashed in a little bit on something small like that, where it was cool. It was something that now, a couple things laying around at the memorabilia bins. My son goes through, he's 14 now, so he's playing hockey, he's curious. So he has fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
Jovo, once Mel killed the rat, everyone bought the rats. Everyone was buying the rats. They weren't buying the Jovocop T-shirts anymore, So
right.
He ruined that for you. That.
Right.
Yeah, he owes you some coin, actually. Good luck at
right.
We had Mel on. He was great. Man, you guys in Florida, though, like that, what a cool setup that was back in the day. I feel like your era with Florida, no one's ever touched it since. They're trying to get their groove back in Florida down there. Of course, you work down there as well, but it's just not the same, man. You guys were hardcore down there. And
can it ever get to that point again? Can it ever get back there? Like everyone says, well, if they win again, but in reality, can it truly ever get back to the level that it was?
Well, you look at the makeup of that team, right? It's an expansion team, so you have a lot of cast-offs that teams didn't want, that were kind of thrown into, the Florida Panthers organization. And I think what you get when you get like players like that, when you don't have the star player other than John Van Beesbroek, you get a bunch of guys that work hard. And working hard is going to overcome a lot of things. You might not get that power play goal that you needed, or you lose kind of to some skill, but you're going to be in every game. And I think that's when we came into the fold, myself, Radek Dvorak, Rhett Warner, we're like, holy shit, look at these guys. They're like, they're going, balls to the wall in practice. Everything was crisp. Guys were working hard, and guys were, holding each other accountable. And I'm not sure. And towards the end of my career, where you kind of see the changes, there's not a lot of that right now. I don't see guys kind of going up to like a Gabe Landeskog going up to like a Nate McKinnon and saying, hey, listen, you got to be better, or vice versa around the room. I just think you'll hurt a lot of guys' feeling. Like, guys are scared to challenge guys, where when I was playing, guys didn't, mince words to me. Hey, listen, Joe, well, you got to be better. And if you're not better, we're not doing anything. And the coaches would be coming up to, listen, if you screw up again, you're not going to play. So I think a lot of things kind of go into that. I hope this organization figures out. They're on a little bit of a roll right now, kind of start the year off. But there's been a lot of down, over the years here, and with many sports here, with the Heat, the Dolphins, the baseball team. If you're not winning, you're not creating headlines, you're just not getting the support, which is sad, because everybody you talk to that goes to a hockey game, like guys I see around the club, whatever, they love it, but they want to see a winner. They want to go to games that mean stuff. And hopefully this organization can get there, because they got some great young pieces, but the great young pieces have only kind of tasted, defeat. They haven't climbed that hurdle yet where you can grasp onto a little bit of success and say, okay, listen, this is what it tastes like. Let's make that next step. So that's what kind of we're waiting for here.
I think it's interesting you say that about teammates not holding each other accountable anymore, because now the only person that can is the coach, and they'll sit guys out like unexpectedly, whatever. And you see some coaches that are uncomfortable doing that, but they're like, okay, I have to do this. You saw this in Anaheim the other days with Adam Henrique. He didn't play.
Yeah,
and he had 26 goals last year. The Cam Strick podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview. But listen, I want to go back to when you started playing hockey. How did you not start skating or playing hockey till you were 11 years old? Did you play street hockey? Did you just learn how to hold a stick at 11, or were you dominating the neighborhood pickup games already?
You bagging guys up in the neighborhood?
Come on, break this down. You can't just show up at 11 and all of a sudden
can't be that good.
Be the best player in the world 6 years later.
Don't lie to us.
Right. Listen, looking back now, I'm like, what the hell happened? I mean, everything happened so quick. But both my mom and dad are from Macedonia.
Oh yeah.
My dad was a semi-pro soccer player. They grew up. They were neighbors, and they immigrated back to Canada. I'm 44, so 46 years ago, they came to Canada, and it was just, my dad just wasn't a hockey guy. And, my brother, I got a brother that's a year and a half older. He started playing, when I was, 9 years old. He started playing. So I would kind of go to his practices, go to his games, and just kind of fell in love with it. And I said to my dad, Dad, hey, can I play? And he's like, yeah, sure. So, we go to a house league practice. I don't know, it was like a Shoppers Drug Mart team. It was like a rec league thing. And so I'm doing the practice, and then I see my dad talking to some guy, in the, outside the rink there. And I asked my dad after, he's like, yeah, this guy wants you to try out for the AA team tomorrow. I'm like, well, it's my first practice, but yeah. So, as a kid, you're excited, travel team, you hear that. So I go try out, I make the team. And, my biggest prize trophy that I have kind of in my house is I won most improved player that year.
That's a good trophy
just kind of took strides in the right direction, and just, I worked at it. And then next year play AAA, and then kind of before you know it, I'm playing junior B. And then Windsor, was picking second my draft year. They took me, and, being drafted the following year to Florida. So everything was kind of a whirlwind, happened quick. By my wildest dreams, I would never think, our last 20 years in the NHL from, starting at the age of 11 and being drafted, 6 years later. But you know what? I knew what I wanted to do. And I have this one video that my mom sent me. You kind of skate up to the camera. I think I snow plowed because I haven't skated. I snow plow up to the camera, and then hi, my name's Ed Jovanovski. My favorite player is Stevie Yzerman. When I grow up, I want to play in the NHL. Then you kind of waddle backwards and skate away. And so I knew kind of like, I guess not at that moment, my dreams were there playing in the NHL, but I think at like 14, 15, I'm like, shit, man, this could happen. Because you start hearing your name kind of in the circles, of prospects. And, it just kind of evolved from there. It was kind of a quick transition. But it worked out great.
Do you ever think about how good you could have been if you would have started at like 8 or 6?
Or 3,
okay,
like most
Jobo.
people?
I mean,
come on, man.
Your first pick overall, you start at 11. Just think if you start playing at like 6
He'd
or 8.
still be playing.
He'd still be
like
playing today. But like then all of a sudden like you're getting like expected to go first overall in the draft. Like what is your family saying? Are you guys like, what is going on? Like how did this happen?
Oh yeah. My parents, being European and kind of hockey not being, the sport that they grew up watching or obviously playing. Everything, just kind of. But my parents were the quiet ones, right? My dad would come to the game. He'd sit in the corner. He didn't really know much about the game, so he didn't pipe up, at certain things. So, for them, kind of watching their boy kind of go through the ranks and get better. I'm not sure if they really understood what was going on. Other than the fact that, listen, my son is a decent hockey player. Then you start getting the agents calling and my parents like, what? Like what the hell's going on?
Family advisors.
Right. Yeah. So everything was just kind of like, happened quick. But they grasped on pretty quickly as we moved on. And, my first year actually in Florida, my mom actually moved down to Florida with me.
Oh, God.
So she lived with me my first year. My dad would come once a month.
Jovo, what did she see? What did she see coming in and out of that door? What did she see? Don't you lie to me.
Oh, man.
Mom, I'm going to be out late
Mom,
tonight.
don't mind her. Who's this one? Oh, hi. I've never met.
Yeah, you know what? You had to get a little creative, and you'd have to utilize all the doorways in the house. So, by the end, we're making that run in the playoffs, and unfortunately, I lost a buddy. My mom went. It was a family friend that she went back, during the playoff time. But it was one of those. Now you're by yourself, and you really miss your mom because she was this. All I had to do was focus on playing hockey, right? And I think, a lot of people coming, in the NHL as a young player probably today would look at that and snarl and say, no chance. But I look back and I think it probably saved me, because it really helped me just focus on hockey. Didn't have to worry about now we're a homeowner, right? So now you're like 18 years old, you're a homeowner, you got to pay bills and this and that and cook and grocery shop.
Yep.
And, now guys they have services, right? Their guys are paying, everyone to go run around and do their things for them. It was different in my case, but I wouldn't change it.
No, man. I remember Lou Lamoriello had me during the 04 lockout. Remember that year, 04 lockout year, where there's like 15 heavyweights on every fucking team? Well, I was 20, and Lou's like, I kind of want you in a billet family. I'm like, okay. So they had me in a billet family at the age of 20 with like, a 50-year-old family. But it probably saved me, man. Like I didn't know how to cook. I don't know how to organize my bills at that point. I didn't know, like, I even bought a house and I didn't know how to do shit because my parents were taking care of me. Like, so having your mom be around for all the little things helps you out so goddamn much, because when you're 18 years old, like, when was the last time, like, did you learn how to cook at 18? Fuck no. And eating is basically everything to get your energy going, man. So, God, it helps having your mom around.
There's just so much that. And I think and that's another thing going back to the junior, I think guys are so well versed now in a lot of these situations that they're, they're working with, dietitians, they're working with their strength people. And so, to kind of go into a new situation, I think they're just kind of know what to expect, but for us, and Cam, you're a little bit later than I was, but, we didn't have that shit. Coming to the locker room and having like 6 chefs in there cooking you whatever you want. I got that towards the end of my career. I'm like, this is the best. I didn't go home. I was the first one at the rink. I'd stick around for lunch and ask the chef if he can cook me dinner so I can take home.
Yeah, I know you. Hey, listen, I know you had that in Vancouver, not Phoenix.
Well, we was struggling for money. He was struggling for money.
Phoenix, we brought in takeout, but we rotated around the room, so each guy paid that. That time. So the team wasn't even covering it.
Lunchables.
Were they cheap as shit, Phoenix, at that point? Were they just cheaper than shit?
I mean, there couldn't be that cheap. They gave me $37 million. I don't know how cheap it was.
They're cheap after that.
That's why everybody's paying for their own meals, because they gave you all the money.
They don't walk to Dallas.
They're like, okay, you got to pay for lunch today. We gave the money to Jovo.
Fuck me.
Right. Listen, I think teams operate differently. You see it in the hotels. When I was in Vancouver, we stayed at, unreal spots. When I was in Phoenix, we kind of dived in the Marriotts and the Westins, which weren't bad places. I'm just saying teams operate, differently. So, but yeah, you can see that. And I was always curious, guys that played in Toronto, guys that played in the city of New York.
Yep.
I'd hear stories on how these guys are treated. And it was great to hear. I was always wondering, like, that's how the whole NHL should be. And I think everyone's kind of on that same page right now.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview. All right. So when you get traded to Vancouver from Florida, Pavel Bure, part of the package coming the other way, and listen, just a few years before that, you're the first overall pick. You're the future of the organization. Like, did that hit you hard? Like, was that tough for you? Like at that time of your life, just to start over and move on, not knowing what the future would be in Vancouver.
It was, because being drafted, first overall to a franchise, you think you got many years there. I remember it as it was yesterday. I was sitting around, the dinner table, my wife and my daughter was 6 months old at the time. And I got to call Brian Murray. He's like, "Hey, Joel, we traded you to Vancouver." And I'm like, I don't even know what, like, it was like, really? But I guess it wasn't a huge surprise, because, months prior to that, my name kept coming up that if a deal had to be made, Jovanovski had to be in the trade. And I remember we were in Vancouver on their Western swing. I came out, to watch morning skate, Vancouver, and Gar Snow comes flying around, where I was standing in the visitors bench. He's like, "Hey, Jova, what number do you want?" I'm like, shit. Week later, boom,
59.
The trade happens, and yeah, man. Before you know it, shit, I was on a 6 a.m. flight. I met the team in Dallas. Iron Mike was still the coach. I think I played that night. I played like 28 or 29 minutes. We played back to back. It was Dallas and Nashville, and I think I played 60 minutes combined in the 2 games. And then Mark Crawford got on board after that, but. Yeah, listen, I think at a young age, when something like that kind of disrupts your routine, kind of what's going on, not only are you leaving Florida, but shit, you can't be traded any further away, right? So kind of getting the family, up to Vancouver, get settled. I was in the last year of my contract. What am I going to do with a house? I'm 22 years old. I still don't wipe my ass, so there's a lot of, things that you got to, you kind of sort out pretty quickly. But, you know what, listen, it was the best 7.5 years of my life. I loved Vancouver. I think it's a great place to play, great place to live. So I missed it when I went to Phoenix.
Well, Andy could teach you how to wipe your ass. He taught me the other day. Here's the deal. People need to know, though, you get traded to Florida. If you get traded to Florida, you're like, oh, okay, I'll find this cute little house here. But you get traded to Vancouver. Vancouver is very, very – it's a tough place to live. There's not much of a highway system that is very expensive. Like, it just takes a long time to get everywhere. It's hard to adjust. Like, Vancouver's a very, very difficult place to get organized in if you get traded at a young age like that.
Well, I mean, I guess being young, you didn't really kind of think of all kind of what's going to be played out. But, yeah, I mean, you kind of referencing kind of the travel there. You're right. You got a couple different bridges that kind of bring you into downtown. I ended up settling in West Vancouver, so we weren't downtown. I know a lot of players today are living downtown. It's beautiful down there, but we were more kind of the neighborhood. But yeah, I mean, it's spread out. It is a fishbowl of a town.
God.
It took me about a year to figure out that you just couldn't go out to dinner there.
How bad was that, though? How bad was that?
Sorry, go ahead.
How bad was that, going to dinner, people recognizing you? Go from Florida, no one gives a fuck. Then you go to Vancouver, and you're the big dick. Like, you couldn't do anything, could you?
It was unbelievable. I mean, it was really kind of getting, a taste of kind of playing in a Canadian market where, hockey is everything, and the fans really kind of take interest in the players and kind of what's going on. The talk radio shows are 24/7. There's a Canucks station. But yeah, I mean, you go to dinner. I mean, I remember my kids, when they're old enough to kind of communicate, they're like, hey, Dad, that guy over there is got his phone. He's taking a picture. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what my answer was, but it was definitely, quickly learn that you're probably better off eating at home.
Yeah. Say I'm a pimp. What do you expect? That's what
hey,
yeah, man,
tell your son that. It's great parenting.
How was Keenan with you? I know you didn't play for him for a long time, but did you like him? Was he hard to deal with or no?
Like I said, I only had him a couple games, and he was. I almost got to believe that if he remained there, that I would have been his project. Let's get this guy to, play a lot of minutes. If he can do it, great. If he can't, we'll kind of push him along. But, you can see he was intense, so, you hear all the stories, of the madness, throughout the league. Guys are talking about it. But, for him, he played me, many minutes, those 2 games. And,
that's all that matters.
I think he finds a couple guys that he just makes it their project, and I think if he remained there, I was gonna probably be one of those guys.
Oh, he probably fucking loved you, dude. I mean, come on. Were you there with Mess? You were there for a year with Messier, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because who'd we have? We had a bunch of guys.
Gino had some comments about Messier.
About Mess, like. It didn't work out with Mess. I mean, Mark Messier is Mark Messier. Of course, we all know who he is and what he's done. But he goes to Vancouver. And Gino Schick was telling us that
he was questioning his leadership.
Yeah, like he would jump over the boards
when it wasn't his turn to hop, to play. Whatever his name wasn't called, he would just jump over the boards anyway.
You know what we're talking about, Jovo.
Did you see some of that? Like, what was he like as a teammate?
You know what? Now that you brought it up, you know what? I can honestly say that I don't recall that thing. Maybe I was just kind of a young player, just kind of worrying about myself. But I had nothing but great experience with Mess. I used to go to his house, and his chef Maria would cook pregame meal for me all the time, and she made the best Caesar salads. But I didn't really see much. I know he took young guys under his wing. He always took care of everyone, and I think for whatever reason, we knew Mark, success that he had previous to coming to Vancouver. And I think everyone was looking at that as kind of bringing the Canucks to the next level. It just didn't work out. But one thing I know about Messi, he loved his equipment, right? And I'm sure you guys hear all these stories about, wearing 2 different skates in practice or in pregame warm-up. Sticks were always getting changed around. So he was an intense guy, and he cared about his teammates. And, he wanted to, lead by example. Other than that, there wasn't much that I can say where I didn't really, kind of frowned upon kind of what his antics were.
How was Todd Bertuzzi as a teammate? Like, was he a good guy? Like we don't hear too many people talk about him, like what he was like, and we know about the incident. And listen, I might ask you about the incident too, but just him as a teammate when he was a dominating force in the NHL. Like, you guys get along pretty well?
Yeah, we were really tight. I actually had Todd over here about 3 weeks ago. He was down in Florida, so we had dinner together and caught up. But yeah, he's a great guy. I mean, him, Marcus Naslund, Brendan Morrison were kind of our group that we ran together with, and but he was a quiet guy. He was a quiet guy to the media. He didn't have many where even when he scored 3 or 4 goals, he wouldn't really give the media what they wanted to hear. So I think when all this shit hit the fan, with the incident with Moore, the media buried him. And I know this day he's, apologized, and he's working in the media now, and he gets it, So I think, he's changed, but overall he jumped the boards and took a 10-game suspension when Scott Parker jumped me and started filling me in.
I remember that.
The sheriff got you.
I mean, he was making, I think, 6 or 7 sheets at the time. So, I mean, it was a big hit, And
it was a Ruutu cheap shot, right? It was Christian Ruutu with or Jarkko Ruutu, one of the other. It was a cheap shot, like a knee-on-knee, and then like a line brawl busted out, and he jumped the boards, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it started, but I know for some reason I got matched up with Scott Parker, and I think he saw me get my ass kicked, that he jumped the boards to help me out. So, he cared about his teammates, and he was a giving guy. He always had time for everybody, So I think what was happening in the dressing room, wasn't getting kind of relayed outside the room, which it should be. I mean, no one needs to know, Todd's a good guy to his teammates in the locker room. It is what it is. I mean, you want teammates like that. But we had a tight-knit group in Vancouver, and, I got nothing but great things to say about Bert. He's still a great friend of mine, and he's doing well these days.
Good, man. I'd like to hear it, man.
It is good to hear. Like the incident though that took place on the ice. Like, how do you think that impacted him the rest of his career? Like, did he ever get over that? And like, what was your opinion of the whole thing in terms of how it shook down? Because like even Brad May came on. He said he has no respect for Steve Moore in terms of how he's handled things after the fact. Like, what's your version of the story, Jova? Like, what do you think went down and how it happened and what's happened since?
Well, it's tough to say. Has it affected him? I gotta believe so. I mean, it was kind of a long, drawn-out process that was going through the court system. The city of Vancouver, pressed charges. The police pressed charges against them. An incident that happened on the ice. Shit, you never see that, right? Guys getting arrested, for a sucker punch on the ice. So. And all of that, the whole legal battle and getting it settled, this and that, I'd imagine that, and I know it has, it affected him, and it, took a lot out of him. But that whole situation was tough, right? Because if you're looking at it at a teammate's point of view, you're like, okay, this guy took out, our top guy the game prior, Marcus Naslund.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to Vancouver. A lot of shit was kind of thrown around. Hey, we're going to get this guy, or, he's going to have to answer the bell, whatever the case may be. It happened early on. He fought Matt Cook. And then, during the game, I think the frustrating part for Bert is that he wanted kind of a, shot at him, because him and Marcus were really, really tight. So I think he wanted to kind of, have his shot at Moore. Moore wouldn't do it. So, you all know what happened after that. It was just kind of a scene gone bad.
Yeah.
And, if you ask him, take it back, I'm sure he would. I mean, you're not human if you gotta think that, listen, something, aggression or trying to, get back someone that took out your teammate kind of ended this sour. You got to believe that his words, listen, if I can take it back, I could, so I think there's remorse there on his part, and it was something that you learn from. And I think it changed a lot in the league. Now, if you're looking at it as, Moore's parents and put yourself in that position, if it was your kid, right. That's where, as much as he's your teammate and, you want to defend your teammate. I think there's two sides. You kind of look at it as being Moore's, parents, how they feel, or if it was your kid in that situation, got sucker punched or, got, broke his neck or whatever the case was. You kind of look at it both sides, but I think a lot was learned from the whole thing. And, I know they moved past it and here we are today.
Well, here's the thing though. A couple fuck ups on the whole situation. First off, Bertuzzi should just turn them around. If you turn a guy around and you challenge him and he's looking at you and then you catch him with one, it's different than catching him from behind. So that's just it. And the other thing is the dude fucked up. He elbowed, was it Naslund at the time?
Yeah.
So it's you have that animosity, but all you have to do is turn him around. You just turn him around and show him that you're looking at him, and then you catch him. But at that point, the animosity, all the anger was all built up, so it was tough.
Time to talk about our boy Dan Bellman. Ooh. Bellman.com. That's with two N's, not one. BEHLMANN.com. Hey, check out the new inventory. Check out the pre-owned vehicles. You looking for a Chrysler, a Dodge, a Jeep, or Ram? How about a Cadillac or a Buick GMC? All in Troy, Missouri. Get your new wheels in time for the winter. Now back to the interview.
But I want to ask you this. You killed guys, man. You fucking crushed guys coming around across the blue line. I remember watching Rock'em Sock'em, Jovo Cop. Here he comes, a whole segment on you. Who scared you, though, big boy? Who scared you? Not fighting-wise. No, not fighting-wise. Who scared you with hits when you played?
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Well, the guy that I ran into quite a bit was Big E.
Oh, yeah. Especially early in your career, too, man, in Florida, right?
Yeah, early, right. We had our battles and we would go, but I'm not saying I wasn't scared. I mean, when he'd chip the puck in behind the corner, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Here he comes, 260 pounds of him coming barreling down at you, and you hope he just comes off the boards clean enough where he can just kind of, send it off. Yeah. But, God, I'm drawing a blank. I mean, there's got to be a handful of guys that where you were intimidated of. That
whoa!
Kind of
hey, what do you?
Whoa, Jovo!
Can we talk about your animals?
Jeez, you have back? What kind of animals you got in your house?
Oh man, I got a farm of dogs here. I got 2 golden doodles and a little palm dog.
Oh, that wasn't the golden doodle. No. That was the palm dog, right?
Yeah, Pomeranian.
Oh, Pomeranian. Okay.
What about who's in the 90s that okay, let me ask you this then. Underrated tough guy. Did you play with Paul Laws? Did you play with Paul Laws?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No one talks about how tough he was.
Yeah, but he wasn't really underrated. I mean, he was no.
Yeah, he was.
I saw him fight Rudy Postchuk and Enrico Ciccone twice each in a game. Like complete lunacy. Like this guy would pour horse liniment. Back in the day, they had this shit in the locker room that you just, I don't know, like it'll melt your skin. Ooh. But I remember I would be walking into the training room and he'd be like throwing it all over his body, then rubbing it in. Like, I don't know, he'd put the foil on and he'd get the, the Vaseline going on before he going out there. But I saw like just complete like chaos, of fights, with him. So I mean, he fought all the tough guys, and he was a big guy himself too. The other one I played with was Terry Karkner, who I remember we were in the odd in Buffalo, and kind of a melee broke out on the ice. Charlie Huddy grabbed me, and he literally choked me. I almost like passed out just of pure strength of a bear hug. Oh. And then I get thrown in the locker room, and at the time that I'm getting escorted out, Terry Karkner ends up fighting Rob Ray. And what I witnessed when Terry Karkner came in the locker room still kind of haunts me to this day. Like he had like a 3-inch gash on his forehead, but the thing was spewing like a fire hydrant.
Oh my God.
Like it was just like coming out. I'm like, holy shit. I'm just like, you rarely see those today nowadays. Yeah. I mean, two heavyweights kind of going at it, but I saw some crazy shit.
Okay, Jovo, what's the story with you and Shane Corson?
Oh, yeah.
You go at it on the ice. He accuses you of saying something about his family or something like that, and then he comes into your dressing room off the ice and gets a 5-game suspension. Like, break it down. What's the real story? What's the real story?
Well, I think you said it. I mean, there was words exchanged. I had a kind of little jab came my way, and I just threw one back the other way. Obviously, it didn't sit very well with him. And before you know it, he's in the locker room, and we're fighting in my locker room in Vancouver. So, yeah, that's old-time hockey, right?
You're fighting in the locker room. Like he actually got through the doors and got to you. Like nobody intercepted him before he was able to get to you. Like who came in and broke it up?
I think the guys that heard the commotion kind of in the hallway came in there. Yeah, but he walked in. He definitely was kind of into the kind of vestibule part of the locker room where you'd first walk in, and then man, we were kind of exchanging blows kind of right there. And you end up getting a 5-game suspension.
Jeez,
he was great on the podcast.
He was.
He's very emotional, guy.
And he could throw him too. You guys had.
He played hard, and and him and his brother-in-law were playing together. They were always a treat to handle one of those guys. I think I fought each of them one game. One guy, Darcy was like, "You say shit about my brother-in-law, let's go. Okay, let's fight." And then it was like, get out of the box and go fight course.
Isn't it weird though? We had both those guys on, and Darcy's like the night. Like, if there was ever one player whose personality doesn't even come close to matching who they were on the ice, it's Darcy Tucker. Like, is this the same guy?
I played with him in the World Junior. He's a great guy, and that's what the good thing about hockey is the players. I mean, you kind of get into it during the year, and you even see it during on a game-by-game basis where you can actually run into a guy after the fact of fighting. Listen, guys kind of leave it behind and our buddies or golf tournaments in the summer or whatever the case may be. You don't have to feel bad of, running into someone. Guys know you get heated in those moments and you might say shit that you regret. You get into a fight. Yeah. It's all kind of, passes by and over a beer and guys are buddies again.
Dude, people ask me this all the time, Jovo. I'm like, do you hate me? No, I'm friends with everybody. Like, even if I elbowed a guy and I'm like, sorry about that, dude. I kind of fucked up. I put my chicken wing out. My bad. Like, everybody's just cool with it, man. People fucked me up too. And I'm like, oh, it's all good, dude. Whatever. But let me ask you this. You played a long time. You had a lot of injuries. You grinded it out. You made a lot of money. Are you just sitting back now? And I know you do TV for the Panthers, but do you ever
he sells plane engines.
I know what he does. He doesn't fly them, and he's not flying me around. But do you ever just sit back and say, fuck everything, I'm just going to chill and kick my feet up and watch my kids grow up. I don't need to do a goddamn thing.
Well, I mean, the first handful of years, first few years out, I had that, mentality. It was just like, what, just body went through the ringer. Close to 20 years playing. I'm going to kind of let the body just kind of sit back and do things that, normally you couldn't do, in the winter months, obviously. So, enjoy the weather here in Florida in the wintertime. It's the best time of year. Kick back, drive the kids to school, do the family vacation kind of nonsense, and sit back. But that wears off. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It just you were so structured, through our whole playing days that we knew exactly what to expect. Wake up in the morning, fucking, go grab a coffee, go to the rink, watch some video, go on the ice, practice, kind of get off, come home, either eat lunch at the rink or meet the wife somewhere for lunch, and then kind of redo that. So everything was kind of structured. So now when you kind of wake up and you kind of sit around twiddling your thumbs, got shit to do, kind of weighs on you a little bit. I know for me, it was tough. I wanted to do something that I enjoyed doing, because nothing's going to replicate what we did. There's just the euphoria of fucking playing in front of 20,000 people, scoring a big goal, big hit, big win. Nothing replicates that. And I was chasing that for a long time. I'm like, what can I do that can kind of have that excitement? And there ain't shit. So
you get into drugs if you want to. But then it only lasts like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that cost me one time. That cost me one time.
Me and you both.
But yeah, listen, I went through a divorce a few years ago. So you hear a lot of that kind of, you're done playing and you're just kind of things hit the, I guess things work, happen for a reason. And I got my 4 beautiful kids and that are 2 are in college, 2 are going to be in high school next year. So you try to keep busy. And what do we work for? We work for, for our own, we played a sport. We got paid handsomely for it. But you know what? You play and you work for your children to give them the opportunities, the shit that we didn't have. I still don't understand how my parents did it. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, but there is time definitely, Cam, that you just kind of sit back and chill out and just enjoy it.
Smile, and be like, yep, I fucking did it.
Well, because, and we haven't even touched on it, like, you were a fucking stud, dude.
God, dude.
I mean, like a 5-time All-Star. You played in the Olympics in 2002, World Cup, World Juniors, all of that. Cam Strick podcast here for Canadips.
Oh, yeah.
CanadipsCBD.com. Check it out. Check out all flavors. Have you been chewing? You know how old chew is? Get in with the new. Get in with CBD. Canadips. Check out all the flavors. Get yourself a California roll today and find out which one is best for you. Mention the promo code Cam Strick and you'll save 50%. CanadipsCBD.com. Now back to the interview. Real quick, though, playing for Gretzky, I think he was your GM for Team Canada in the 2002 Olympics, too. So, like, now he's the coach. Like, how was he as a coach? We get mixed reviews. It's not about him as a player, obviously, or his legendary status, like being one of the best people and players ever. The dude's unreal. But as a coach, like, was it weird having the greatest player ever as the head coach every day? Like, what was that like?
It was weird, and I remember when I signed in Arizona, Gretz called me, and talking to Wayne, and having that conversation about him, leading into the season. But he was an intense guy, and he definitely cared about all his players. He loved winning games, but we didn't win at the rate that, Wayne liked, obviously, or the players even liked for that matter. But so he's always chasing kind of, listen, we're 5 games under 500, and they'd be like, hey guys, we win tonight, we're 4 games, we win the next 4, we're back to 500. So he always wanted to kind of, win just like we all did. But I think the process, you know how it is, right? You just game at a time, and you just see where you kind of, you lie after that game.
Yeah, but Joe,
listen, there's no question. I mean, the guy's, what experience has he had coaching? He was the best player to ever play the game. He knows the game. I think he stood behind the bench and was looking on the ice saying, what the fuck is going on? Like, I honestly like, because we had Kyle Bodker, or Mikhail Bodker, Kyle Turris, and he was a young guy that played, so he liked to play the young guys. But the young guys weren't ready. And I think you look at both players, it took them a while to really get adjusted to the NHL. I think playing at a young age really affected them on their development. But he was behind the bench, and I can see him what is wrong with these guys? Like, why can't they make a fucking 8-foot pass?
Why can't they look behind? Why don't they have eyes in the back of their fucking head?
Exactly.
Why can't this guy score from behind the net like I did?
Exactly.
But he cared in his passion, and you can still see it to this day. I mean, he always stroking the NHL. It's the best league in the world. He loves the way, hockey is today, and the position it's in. So it's good to have Wayne, still attached to our game.
Would he like what was he like in meetings? And would he break down video? Would he come to the rink every day for practice? There's rumors that he wouldn't be there some days. Maybe a morning skate he would take off here and there. I mean,
yeah. See, I didn't see that.
Okay, good.
I know a lot of people have asked me about that. He was always there. He might have looked a little bit tired, but he was there. And yeah, he ran meetings. But Barry Smith was there, and he'd fucking take that. By the end of his meeting, there'd be no felt on the marker anymore. It's just I'm like, seriously. And you know what, the Babcock factor, right? When Babcock came out and said, listen, you got 3 to 5 minutes of these guys' attention before they start daydreaming.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's what I recall in the meetings there. It'd be like, holy fuck, man. I'd have to take 3 pisses during those meetings, trying to get over it. But, they tried and
that's like Cam during a podcast during the interviews.
No, Jova, you're like,
he's about averages 3 pisses an interview.
What did Wayne do as a coach? You're like, well, he said that we 3 more wins and we'll be 500. I could have told you that. I could have figured that mathematics. I have a fucking phone in front of me.
Yeah, but you're not the greatest player of all time,
no,
though.
But
so
I know.
Yeah, but when he says it, he means it more.
Okay, fine. Okay, he means it more. Scoring where are those eyes in the back of your fucking head like mine? That's just so. It just sometimes doesn't work out with great guys.
Who was there though when you were there? Because he brought in because Holly came, but Roenick. Roenick wasn't a huge fan.
Well, Roenick was there
Cujo.
when I first got there. Holly wasn't there.
Cujo
was there. Yeah.
Was Grant?
But the best story was JR. We're playing in Vancouver. I'm sure you guys know this story. So towards the kind of when JR is kind of on his last leg there, he was, healthy scratched or whatever. And then finally just got to him, and we're playing in Vancouver and they healthy scratch him. Well, during the game, someone called the radio show and said, I'm sitting here at the keg with JR watching the Vancouver Canucks play Arizona Coyotes. So he wasn't even at the rink. He went to the old keg. But the keg was on the bottom floor of a couple nice establishments in Vancouver. So I don't know which one he actually went to first. But,
I think JR told us that story when he was on with us.
Yeah.
He was a healthy scratch, so he didn't even stay at the rink.
Why would you?
Yeah. JR is great. I enjoyed playing with JR, and the stories never get old, right? I mean, you're still a guy that's played 12, 13 years in the league, and you're sitting next to a guy that's played 20 years. And for us guys, we want to hear the stories back in their day, right?
Yep.
So now the young guys, when we were veterans, they want to hear what happened when we came in the league. Dude. So it's always good kind of, comparing sides of it.
I say this a million times to these young kids, man. And I got one more question for you, and then we'll let you go. You've been great, by the way, and I'm going to come down to Florida, and I'm going to come hang out with you whether you like it or not. But I'll tell you this. A couple things real quick, though. With the JR thing, man, he was very popular, kind of lost. Actually, I forgot what the hell I was going to say to you because I was, what the fuck was I going to say to you? Oh, yeah, this is what I was going to say. My bad. Okay, you made a ton of money. You did your thing. Any big financial fucking mishaps that you did that you want to tell some of these young guys? Goddamn, invested my money this way or this happened. I know the divorce was in there, so we don't have to count that. But anything in that nature.
Yeah, that was my biggest loss for sure. You know what? I got advice early on. And I remember I was playing in Vancouver with Trevor Linden. So I had made, money prior to that. But I guess this mom and dad just, hey, listen, it's not going to be forever. Be smart. Buy your toys, whatever the case may be. You know what? Don't be an idiot. And I've always kind of held that close to my heart, saying, and coming from two, mom and dad who both worked in the big three world and General Motors and Chrysler, that worked hard for everything that they got. Trevor Linden, I was looking at doing an investment, and Trevor Linden said, and he asked me about the details of it, and I think it was for a golf course, and he's like, Joe, why would you make that investment when you hit the jackpot every 2 weeks?
Okay.
So give the money to your financial advisor. Let him put it into, long-term shit, good stocks, bonds, whatever the case may be. And, let it ride, and these deals, there's going to be many of them. And he was right. A few times a year, someone would have this brilliant idea of here's this investment, and then I would kind of give it to my financial guy and to the attorneys, and they'd be like, don't you dare touch this. So having people proofread a lot of things that come over players, because these guys are making a shitload of money, and and it's always good to diversify your portfolio into different things. I'd say real estate is one of the bigger things that guys should look at, because it's something that can always generate some income for players down the road. But I never felt the urge to say, listen, here's $1 million. In 4 years, give me $1 million back. It's just like, it wasn't something that, I felt that was getting, paid well. I was putting a lot away every couple of weeks. I took whatever the money that I needed to pay my mortgage with, and whatever costs I have, and then let the financials kind of do their work.
Yeah.
What kind of toys did you buy? What kind of toys did you buy? Like, what was like some of your bigger purchases?
I bought a boat. I bought a boat.
What kind?
They're terrible investments.
A center console for the lake or for the ocean, I'm guessing.
It was just a cruiser, as a Sea Ray.
Sundancer. Oh yeah, no, I know what that is.
But I was more in kind of dishing off, buying, property and building a house and holding it and then turning it over. I've done really well in that area, so that's, something that you could always, I feel that real estate, especially in the market that we're living in Florida, the coastal cities, that, the property values continue to go up. And I see now, especially with the pandemic, I think up north where you get a lot of living conditions where things are shut down, you see a lot of people here kind of moving down south. So once again, kind of in a shitty time right now, the real estate market is hot.
All right, last thing for you.
We'll let you go. Because in like 3 hours.
Because you were like an alternate during the '96 World Cup. I'm sure you saw some like crazy shit then. I wouldn't mind to get your opinion on that. But then playing in the Olympics in 2002, all the legends. You're a young player. Mario, Iserman, McInnes. Like, what's like when you think about that experience? Like, give me 2 or 3 things that really stand out from that experience that you carry with you to this day.
Well, I think when you look at that whole, kind of whole process, how it, you're coming into a situation where you got a couple weeks of, to get ready and, play on the biggest stage, and us losing that first game and me watching that game. And then, getting the opportunity to go back in the lineup was something special to me that, I wanted to go in there and play well and be a part of the group for the remainder of the tournament. But, just when you have a group or Hall of Famers that are in that locker room, everybody was treated equal. The older guys to me, Ryan Smith, Eric Brewer, treated us, great. The whole Olympic Village thing was something, special to kind of witness and be a part of. But I think just kind of the whole, like, Gretzky defending the team for the country and listen, settle down, our guys are going to be good. And then seeing Wayne celebrate on, in the stands, with the fist pumps. I think the whole tournament, the whole, setup was something that, I'll never forget. Just the partying afterwards, Steve Nash was there. The whole country, right? Driving back to Vancouver, thousands of people were in the airport. You feel like a rock star, right? So it was something I'm never going to forget, and always showing the gold medal. The company that comes by, I've never seen one. It's always something special too.
Cool. Well, we're gonna come see that when we come down.
Yes,
to Florida
we are.
Visit your ass.
I'm gonna look
anytime,
at
man.
Who else we got down there?
Who else?
Cintarelli. We got.
We had Dino was on. It's funny you brought up Bertuzzi because he was like waiting for Bertuzzi to get there the next day to hang out with him.
I guess because Bert was supposed to come by, for dinner, say on a Thursday. He ended up coming on a Saturday because the Thursday and Friday is with Dino.
Oh yeah, they didn't have any fun.
Oh my God. Scotty Bowman's down there.
Here's a quick story about Dino. So Dino, I played with Dino in Florida. He was there for a little bit, and we're in San Jose, and he was my roommate. So at night, orders room service, and he's like, "Joe, go get the door." So I go get the door. The guys, it's one of those hotel rooms where you have the long hallway, then it opens up to the bedroom.
Yeah.
So he's like, go get the door. So, the girl, I think it's a guy. He walks in, rolling the cart, and then I turn the corner, and he's under the sheets, bouncing up and down, making weird noises. So I look over at the waiter guy, and he's like, "What the fuck did I just walk into?" But it was one of those, "Here, I got you," So I would never think of it myself, but many years that Dino's played, it was a pretty good joke.
Give me the fuck. That guy's here like, I'm going to jump in on this fucking sandwich, or I'm getting the fuck out of
here. Yeah. He's like, "Can I join in?"
Oh God, I love it.
Hey, what are you doing with the Panthers TV?
I do the pregame, the intermissions, and the postgame.
Every game?
Easy peasy.
We do the home games.
Okay.
Oh, he's got it.
Hey, get back to your research, Jovo.
Yeah.
You should be watching film right now.
Yeah. We love it, man. You were awesome, dude. You're fun watching growing up and getting to play against you and shit like that, dude. And again, 55, that's why I work, because of you, babe, big boy. So appreciate you coming on, man.
All right, guys.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it, Jovo.
Right on.
You got it, man. That was Jovo Cop. Great stories, eh?
Big pimpin'.
How about Corson going into the dressing room? You ever had someone do that to you? Did you ever consider going into another dressing room?
Sure.
Would you ever get that angry?
Yeah.
Really? Give me an example. Don't just say yeah.
No. Okay. No, because no one cheap shot at me.
Did you ever, were you a guy to chirp the other guy in the box?
Nah, if I fought it depends on what the situation was. So if a guy didn't fight me or something like that, then I'd be like, I'm going to fuck
Anybody
you.
ever cheap shot you that led to a fight?
Nah.
You were always responding to something else or just fighting for the hell of it?
I started it because I usually run guys and somebody would do something. Everybody knew when I was on the whatever. But there's a couple times I didn't have the puck enough.
Did you ever fight Jovo?
Andy, I didn't have the puck enough.
No, you didn't.
There.
And Jovo did all the time.
Did. I ran him.
Did you?
Big time.
And we didn't ask him about that.
I know. It was my first game in St. Louis. City was going crazy.
First game. What, was it a road game?
No, it was St. Louis.
Okay.
And I was there. I did all the interviews. I'm like, I'm going to go fuck somebody up. So we're playing Phoenix, and I hit Jovo, and he knew
was The Rock there?
I don't remember.
He might have been
Carcillo was, though.
Oh, yeah, Carcillo was.
Yeah, he rocked a guy, and I didn't see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sucked.
Because you're looking in the stands. You're looking at your buddies.
No, I was on the ice, and I was dumping the puck in, and somebody... It was weird. Like, he hit a guy weird late, and I didn't see it. And there's a scrum. That's got to
be the worst.
That sucks because then I'm like, where's Cam doing? I didn't see it.
And you don't even know what's going on.
So there's a scrum, and I go, what happened? And everybody's like, oh, my God. All my buddies, they all came that game like, oh, my God, your face. And I'm like, I didn't know what to do at that time. But then Jovo got the puck, and I was about to kill him, and he's kind of got freaked out, and he fucking flipped it over the glass for a penalty. Then I fucking rail him. Crowd goes crazy, and he gets a penalty.
Really?
First shift, yep.
Wow. So there you go, a little story time there from Cam Jansen.
Then Carcillo rocks a guy, and I look like an asshole because I didn't jump him.
Jovo was cool though, man. I'm glad we got him on.
He was awesome,
I'm always interested in those type of
guys,
players,
man.
and they come on and they're honest.
They're so cool.
They just tell the stories.
I love them, dude. I want to go hang out with them.
I know.
They keep inviting us down, like.
Well, you got to take advantage of that.
I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm coming down.
Hey, ding dong.
Like, hey, Dino.
Who's here?
Dino Cinderella, fucking Jovo, fucking Scotty Bowman.
Dino's story, too. So funny. Guys are still pissed at Dino. Like, I mentioned his name.
He's cool, man.
Like, to some former player. I don't want to say who.
I know.
I'm like, yeah, we just had Dino Cicerelli on. He was cool as shit. And, like, guys are like, that motherfucker cheap shot at me. Fucking
fuck
like,
you then.
50
You cheap
years
shot
ago
at him
or
too.
something. I'm like,
Who was a Walt?
No, Walt wouldn't give a shit.
Walt's like, I cheap shot that motherfucker.
Walt's like, what?
Walt's like, I love everybody.
Hey, can you call me? I'm watching the Calgary game. Can you call me?
I'm watching my son get bashed by every media person in the world,
and then score,
and then
have like every GM in the league salivate wanting to have him on their
team. $80 million a year, but then everybody
can
hates
we
him.
have him?
No shit.
Hey, figure it out, Calgary. I'm not gonna stop saying this. I'm not gonna let this go. You need to join in on the fight. You want to win or you want to lose. You can't just have one guy doing it. It's embarrassing for the whole city.
One guy showing emotion. Everybody else is like this. Like, what happened? What's going on? Matthew's like fucking like crying on the ice because he wants to win so bad.
Yeah, and
like, how about you guys like jump on board?
They're like,
with that?
Can I just hold on to you for a second and make it look like I'm
act
grabbing
like I'm doing
you?
Something high. I'm relevant.
Hey, and this is you too, Giordano.
Yeah, man.
You got the C on your sweater.
Well, Gio's the one that didn't jump in when he was getting pissed.
He didn't jump in the other day either.
Or when Cassian pissed pump fucking Matthew.
When the situation was going down with Muzzin and Matthew, end of the game, the game's over. I want to see everyone get involved right there. You just lost the game. Act like you're pissed.
Like, fucking go grab.
And Gio's like, let me grab you.
Are we done? Are we done? Oh, we're done. Okay, we're done.
Hey,
let's go.
They're like, we have to social distance. The game's over. No, you don't. You're on the ice.
You have a mask. You have a mask on. I'm not going near you. I don't care what you do. Pussy. But do wear a mask.
Didn't have to say that.
No, I'm just saying. But do wear a mask.
Don't make fun about people wearing masks.
No,
that is a personal decision.
No, stop. No, wear a now on the fucking ice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the ice.
Yeah.
You don't have. I was being funny.
Yeah,
right. Do I have to explain my fucking joke?
So
because if you don't wear a mask and I go into a convenience store, I'm gonna look at you like you're a psycho.
Yeah.
So put one on because I have one on.
Well, you're not allowed in there anyway. You see those videos, like people like flipping out because they won't put their mask on.
Pussy.
Like settle down.
Can I say pussy now?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if
you say. I don't know. Cam said pussy again. No, if you don't have a mask on in a convenience store, everybody else says like you're a fucking joke. Put one on. I got one on, dick.
Yeah.
Put one on. Don't fucking wait. I don't want to wait in line while you're like, I don't have a mask. I need to buy cigarettes and lottery tickets. And then you're like, get the fuck out of my way. Oh, the lottery ticket thing. Oh, don't get me started.
What happened?
Oh, well, just like
you know, I bought one for the Mega Millions and the Powerball.
Nobody cares. Dude, unless you win.
I put it on my mantle.
Nobody
I had some
cares.
sage around it, and I won't let anyone go near it. Won't let anyone touch it.
Doesn't matter.
I thought for sure I was going to win.
Look, it's not you that's the problem. It's the people that go in there and they pay change for it.
Change
for lottery tickets, and they like put their lottery tickets in. And I'm standing in line at the gas station, like, give me one of them 17s.
I know.
And no, I want 14.
Who plays those games?
I want the Lucky Charm. No, I want the Lucky.
Can I get 3 Lucky Charms and 2 Lucky Stars and 7 14s?
Listen, fuck boy. It doesn't matter what you fucking pick. You're gonna lose and waste money anyway.
And
so
I got
fuck
shit
you.
To do. I gotta go.
I got shit. I got beer to fucking buy. I gotta start drinking beer. Stop buying fucking lotto tickets, jack off.
Give me
and
7,
you got fucking change.
Give me 7 of them pink
fucking
flamingos
idiot.
and
No, the white flamingo. I want the white one this time.
Not that one, but that
idiot.
one. Oh, and a pack of Cools.
No, I don't like the. No, give me a different. Shut. Oh, fucking can't stand it. Paying with change. Fuck you.
Hey,
Go make your money.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's a good
Pussy.
point.
Can I say that again?
This interview with Ed Jovanovski was brought to you by CarShield. Check them out today, carshield.com. Write down this phone number. Plug it into your cell, 800-857-2481. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM. You're going to save 10%.
And get laid. Well, get laid.
Okay, right.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you might not.
You shouldn't be making promises like that.
Well, you could always masturbate.
It's not really.
It doesn't matter.
Why do you have to take it there?
If
you don't have to say that. You did, that was so uncalled for.
Get in the shower. Just get in the shower.
Okay. Don't do that in the shower either.
Okay. Why? It goes. What? What are you going to do it then? In the foyer?
In your green,
don't jerk
in your green
shower.
Write
this down. All right, don't jerk off in the shower.
Hey.
Everybody in the world's listening right now and like, oh, okay, Andy, you psycho.
In your green shower.
I'm gonna be a walking boner for the rest of my life. I can't beat off in the shower.
How's that green? How do you see in there? By the way,
I didn't get in there yet.
You haven't taken one.
Well,
I
have
yet?
6 other bathrooms, so I go to one of the other 6, and I just go upstairs and do it.
It's like a dark hunter green.
It's big though. You can have a party.
Like
in that
somebody
mug.
went to the bath store and said, "I want the green one."
Give me
I'm going to go with the green. I'm going to use the green.
No, she walks in and goes, "What's the fucking ugliest thing I can do?" I want that. And then she put it, but the bathroom, I could fit like 15 girls in that mug if I was single.
Oh my God.
I just said if I was single. I'm just saying. If Kate wants to invite all her friends and they want to take a shower together,
she wanted to have a girls' night,
I could jump in there and be like, "Hey, we're all cleaning each other. Yay, cool." I could do that, but I won't. But I won't because she's got to invite them, and then I get the A-okay.
I got you.
Don't tell her I said that.
No, I won't.
She doesn't listen to the podcast.
I won't.
We're good.
All right, Bud Light Seltzer. You know all the flavors, including the newest one, lemonade. Crush that. All the flavors.
I told you.
Strawberry, blackberry, or is it black
mango,
cherry?
motherfucker. Do I gotta say mango?
Is it black cherry or blackberry? What is it? Black cherry.
Black cherry.
Yeah, black cherry. You said blackberry. I don't know why you said that.
I don't think I said anything.
Yeah, black cherry.
I said mango.
Lime. Mango.
It's fucking mango, dude. Everybody cares about mango. Mango's 6'6".
Oh, people are trying to replicate that and trying to copy.
Hey, send us a picture.
There's only one mango.
Wait, listen to me, guys. Here's what and girls, by the way.
Yeah,
we have a lot of girls.
everybody. Yeah.
All you. I want to see the picture of what mango. Who is mango?
Who is mango to you?
Who
represents mango?
Is it me? Is it Andy? Is it Trevor Lawrence with a less of a nose?
Is it the guy with the red hair on the white horse in the middle of Times Square making out with who was the
who said red hair? This motherfucker was like dark hair, handsome red hair.
It's kind of red.
If he had red hair, I'd be like, I don't like you. Here's a not that I don't like red hair, guys. I'm just saying,
dude, that is so disrespectful.
I'm just saying, you're not a redheaded stepchild.
Brian Campbell.
He's got red hair.
We may come bring him on. He does,
but he's got red hair.
Yeah.
So he's lower than somebody with.
I can't believe that.
I love all y'all.
Oh, my God.
God, they're going to kill me on
Mango,
this one.
Bud Light Seltzer, BudLight.com, unquestionably good.
Yeah.
All right, KeepItHandsome.com. Mirko, what up?
What up, baby?
Get your Fight Ugly hoodie. A portion of the proceeds go back to the Montreal Resource Center, so we're fighting the ugly, fighting the bullies that are out there, man. There's a lot of bad people.
And fight the bullies that became a bully, right?
Yeah.
Why did they become a bully? Wait, did that make sense? Fight the bullies.
What made them become a bully?
Fight the bullies
Some people
that turn
are
the bullies
just bad
into bullies.
people. Not everybody has that excuse to fall back on.
No doubt, but I'm just also saying.
Some people did. Had some trauma in their life.
I told you. Yeah. There's some cats that I know, man, that were fucking bullies, and the reason why they're bullies because their fucking daddy was a bully.
I'm getting some messages saying
daddy and mommy.
I'm getting some messages. I haven't shared these with you yet, saying that they feel like you talk about this and then you bully me sometimes on the show.
I do,
and that it kind of is a conflict.
Well, I'll explain because you don't have to be big and strong and handsome like me to be a bully. You could be a little dinkball like Andy and be a bully. So when Andy bullies me around, I got to fucking let him know that I'll beat his ass because he's bullying me. Then I become a bully. So it's back and forth.
Is that the way it works?
It's how it goes.
Yeah, a portion of the proceeds go back to the Montreal Resource Center.
You don't have to be a 6'4" with fucking sick ass hair and tough to be a bully. You could be a little guy and still be a fucking dick too.
Yeah, that's true.
Just so you know.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yes, you can
be.
You
know more than anybody, Andy, about that growing up in the business. No one bullied me around. I got pissed on one time, but that's about it. But guys bullied your fucking ass when you grew up too, and you didn't even fucking know it in the workplace more than anything.
And now I'm a man.
Now, what? You're a what? What'd you say?
A man.
What did he say? Man. He's a what?
Man.
Oh, man. Yeah. You're a man.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. Man?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
How's that golf game going?
Oh, you know what? Looking like your short game.
Shut the fuck up, all you stupid ass golfers.
Oh, by the way, I'm taking golf lessons. I forgot to tell you that.
Good.
Yeah, I'm signing up for golf lessons.
Well, I mean, I'm on the course.
And Chloe,
I'm in the wealthy
Chloe,
part.
Ivy, and Ty are taking the. St. Albans is the golf course, but you're not on St. Albans golf course. It's a different golf course.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Is
there just a random golf course out there that's just like, here's a golf course? It's called the Tavern in Lewis and Clark.
The Tavern.
Lewis and Clark's a professional one. Tavern's the other one because it has more hills.
But I'm in the hills. Is that St. Albans golf course?
Yes, they're both. There's two different.
Because I've been there. That's where I hung out with Evander Holyfield in the limo.
You didn't do shit.
And drank screwdrivers.
You didn't do shit.
Yeah, I did.
You don't even... What?
Yeah, and drank screwdrivers.
He remembers that.
Evander
Hey,
Holyfield.
Evander. Hey, remember Andy? What? Oh, the man. Yeah.
The man. Hey.
Oh, the man. Yeah.
Listen, everybody, when you send me messages on Twitter and Instagram, whatever, just call me the man from now on.
Andy the man. Hashtag the man.
Andy the man.
Oh, there you go.
First one gets a free hat.
Or the woman, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Send a free hat. The woman.
That'd be cool. Who cares? Why do you care?
Remember the guy?
Why do you care?
There was a guy locally who started these two radio stations, like the worst idea in the history of radio, and it just backfired so bad. It was such a terrible idea.
They play it in local radio, who we all love.
Bad. They called one station the man and one station
the woman. And the guy's like, "Well, I just had this epiphany. I said we should have a man, and then we should have the woman, and it all came together."
And
then he went broke, you idiot.
And everybody's like, "Yeah, this is the worst idea in the history of radio."
Then he went broke,
and sure enough, a few months later,
stupid ass,
it's like getting in fights.
It just came to me one time. Yeah. How'd that go?
Okay.
Anyway, you're the woman.
Anyway, so Mirko, man, he's got it going on. He's got the conditioner and the shampoo and everything for your hair.
Man.
Hey, order it, and then mention the promo code Cam Strick. Guess what? You're going to save 15% from keepithandsome.com. You can buy your Fight Ugly hoodies on Amazon, too. We just sent one out to Kevin Bieksa, so he'll be getting his very soon.
Cool cat.
And
cool cat.
I'm thinking about sending some beard moisturizer out to Kevin Shattenkirk, who's a Cam Strick alumni, Cam Strick previous guy. I was talking to him the other day. Going to hook him up with some of that head balm, too.
Well, your wife's going to smell
I use the head balm also.
Do that.
Yeah.
Does Lori come back and go?
So she smells me all the time.
She's like, "Oh fuck, you smell fucking good.
You smell fine." She says fine.
Can we make love now?
She says fine.
Can we make love? Well, yeah. Let's go, girl. What's up? What's up?
She's like, hold on, let me just sell a shake or two. More of this. No, right
let me smell you. Kate's like, can I smell you? I'm like, fuck yeah, girl. What's up, girl? Smell me. She doesn't do that. But when I do have when I get out of the shower, she'll do it for like a brief 30 seconds.
Really?
Smell me. Like, God, you smell fucking awesome. And then I'll go do it.
Isn't that amazing how it works?
I'll take the trash out, and then she'll smell my underarms and be like,
oh, God.
It's not good, but I like it.
That's too much.
No, but she likes it when I smell like kind of rugged.
TMI.
Yeah.
Too much information. We don't need to know all that. But it's great. I appreciate you sharing. Dude, I'm the man. I can tell you those things.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm the fucking man. Okay.
Sure about that?
All right. Where do we go next here? How about when I drive black tie. I mean, dude, you want to drive exotic? Is it exotic?
Maserati,
Porsche. I'm driving the Porsche right now. My kid Ty calls it the Porsche. Porsche.
Let him fucking cruise. Let him.
Dude, I let him sit in the front.
He better. He better sit in the fucking front. What do you?
No, you can't do that.
Oh,
when
really?
you're 4 years old, you gotta sit in the back. But I let him sit in the front. I let him drive it.
Let his hair flow.
Sometimes I just let him drive.
Let him go to fucking wheel around a little bit.
And little Ivy and Chloe are in the back.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
If Ty's like, let me take that motherfucker out and take this girl. I know a girl down the street. We play like cars together.
Yeah.
If he wants to take the fucking Porsche out and take her out, like
I thought of you the other day.
How old is he? 4?
Yeah, he's 4.
Yeah, he's good.
So little Ivy, who's like the sweetest thing in the history of mankind.
Precious angel.
Oh my God. So she hates eating meat. Okay.
You fuck your kids up so bad.
So listen. So it was
Christ.
it was nacho day at school, and she's my only kid. Like the other two will not eat school lunch, but she loves it. So she always buys her lunch at school. So it was nacho day, and so she put all the meat to the side, and I guess the teacher...
You're ruining your kids.
The teacher came by and said, is something wrong? She said, we can't eat that.
It's fucking despicable. The kids don't even eat. Did you hear what Andy just said? All you. His kids don't even eat at school. So Andy doesn't feed them. He feeds them grass.
That's not what I said.
Time
Two of them bring their lunch.
No.
They bring it.
They eat grass in the
Laurie
morning.
makes it. Makes the lunch in the morning.
If there's no snow on the ground, the kids eat grass and then eat like fucking.
No, they eat snow if there's snow on the ground.
Snow and then they eat fucking grass and then they're starving to death. And their dad tells them, "Don't eat anything unless I give it to you." So they don't eat anything else. They don't eat fucking meat. They're not growing. They're not growing.
And Blaze
is freezing his ass off.
Well, he ate Ivy's snowman, dude. That was when shit really first started going sideways.
So finally, you put food on a snowman, and the fucking poor dog has to eat
chocolate chips.
The dog doesn't even eat food. Oh my god!
That's when things started going sideways between Blaze and I.
Oh god! I'm adopting everything you own. Everything you own.
You got to take all three. You can't just take one.
I'm the worst parent ever, probably, because there's things around my house that they shouldn't get into. Like
make sure those are tucked away Friday night.
No, I'd rather be my way than not. But the kids are gonna eat fucking tomahawk steaks every goddamn night.
And have a bottle of Tito's.
Yeah,
too.
and they're gonna be drinking too. And the thing is, they're gonna become adults really quick, just like I did.
Yeah.
Where you don't feed your fucking kids. And they're craving to hang out with Uncle Cam, and I'm getting sick and tired of it.
It's not true.
It is true.
Okay, so anyway, go to your app, download it, then order the car that you want from the fleet of cars that you select from. It's that simple, and it truly is that simple.
Yeah.
Only 100 spots, though, so you better get on it. Very, very quick. Call Dylan today. Just check it out. Drive Black Tie. Get what you want. Get it when you want it. When I drive, I drive.
Me too.
Black tie, baby. I'm driving that Macan S right now.
The tie is.
There was a Lotus on the highway that tried to race me the other day.
Don't race people.
But they were trying to race me.
Don't
it's like,
do it.
I know I'm in the Porsche. I know I drive black tie, but I'm not racing you.
Cool people drive slow.
Is that what it is?
Cool people drive slow. If people fly past me going 100 miles an hour, I'm like, fuck your stupid ass.
Yeah.
Why don't you fucking get up earlier, you pussy? Should I say that again? My
Dude,
bad.
why do you say that
so much? Because I look
at
it like...
You replaced that with the...
With fuck?
Yeah.
I don't care. They're both good. Here's the deal. If you're driving that fast, it means you didn't get up early because I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to sleep... No, get the fuck up. Be military style. Stop fucking flying by me 110 miles an hour. Okay. You suck.
I got you.
I got you. Just don't drive fast. Okay. I'm going to race somebody because I'm cool.
Drive black tie.
I'm fucking race somebody.
Of course, Bellman, my boy Dan Bellman, this guy is the leader in the vehicle industry anywhere in the country when it comes to buying a car the traditional way. Like Drive Black Tie, if you want a car for like a weekend, week, a month,
totally.
It's like a subscription. Yeah. Okay. This is if you want to buy a car. And if you have a used car and if it's sitting in your garage, you're like, what do I do with it? Guess what? They'll buy it from you.
Exactly.
They want to buy it. And if you're dealing with some issues with some your credit score and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm not judging anybody. But,
I mean, Kate takes care of my stuff.
Okay. Right? So if you have credit score issues, guess what? Nobody gets denied, dude, at Dan Bellman. They take care of everybody. They got the Cadillac, the Buick, the GMC on one side of the street. Just cross the street. And you got the Chrysler, the Dodge, the Jeep, Ram. That includes the pink Jeep with small wheels, two-door, soft top.
Give me that.
With a little, you can get a little squiggly.
And he's asking me my credit. I've had a credit card since I was like 16.
You can get a little squiggly line on there too if you want, or like a flame. If you want like a flame on the side of your
flame's
Jeep.
cool. That's like a Hot Wheel car.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm looking at that Escalade on the other side of the street. Dan's going to hook that up.
Good.
And again, get on it. We can give a shout out to Dale too, because Dale's been listening. Say what up to Dale.
Dale, what up, baby?
What up, Dale? Of course, Victor Hockey at Victor Hockey USA. On Twitter and Instagram, VictorHockey.com. Check out their sick selection of hats, T-shirts, hoodies, and everything else you might find on that badass website with that sick logo, the pine tree.
I got it on
right
now,
hockey
baby.
stick. Yeah, you do. That's a palm tree one. But out of Denver, Colorado, man, he's got it going on. And we've got our hats, once again, the Cam Strick hats. We got some new ones coming out with Keep It Handsome, but we still have some at a discounted price. CamandStrick.com. Check those out. Pick out the hat that you want. Hashtag the man. We may even do some, start giving away some stuff. You never know. So check those out and get on it very, very soon.
Because they're not eating right?
Yeah. And if you want to be a partner of ours, real quick, what do they do?
Well, you get a hold of us. We have our DMs open, guys. Get a hold of it. You got to keep this engine running, guys, man. So we need, of course, we're always looking for sponsors, man. We'll take care of you. You're dealing with Andy and I. You're not dealing with a fucking big-ass company that's going to be like, well, I don't know what you do. Like, you're dealing with Andy and I. So any problems, if you want us to do any extra shit, like we do anything, I'll come singing at bar mitzvah. I told you. I'm fucking good at it.
Yes.
I'm a singer, okay?
Would you go sing at one?
Yes. Like Eddie Vedder. I'll sing fucking Pearl Jam tunes and then climb up the stage like Eddie Vedder did in 1992. Okay. Pink Pop, baby. check that video out.
I want to say one thing. Case Mandel from Canadives. We had a great, blast there for the month of January.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them moving forward, a lot of stuff coming up in the spring into the summer. They've got some great stuff with the Super Bowl coming up. But overall, your experience using the Canadives, how did it work for you, dude?
Love it, absolutely love it. It's a replacement for so many different times where I chew throughout the day, when it's up in the morning, when you go to the bathroom, when you're driving, it's all that shit. It's replacing everything.
Everything.
And it's cheaper, and it's healthy, and my smile's a lot better.
A little bit.
Well, she's like, I want to stick my tongue down your throat. Now I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, let's make out.
I don't think she said that.
She's like, I want to stick my tongue down.
I think you're embellishing this.
She's like, I want to stick. What? She's like, I want to stick my tongue down your throat. I'm like, okay, fine, let's make out. And we do it, and then it's all cute and sexy and shit.
That is cool.
But she never did it when I was chewing all the other shit.
Right, well, why would she, right?
I like make-out sessions, Andy, so now I have them.
So continue to support Canadives, their website, canadipscbd.com, and check out all the great flavors, man. They got some great selection. And if you're looking to quit chew, or if you're looking just to relax and enjoy yourself, man, check out the Canadives, and we appreciate the partnership we've had with them. All right, this has been Ed Jovanovski, episode number 111 on the Cam Strick podcast.